a new show appears. It's super effective. I am SSF. Why? Pull my finger, please. Please? No? Screw you. I was correct.
Welcome to Sonicland.
Live from the magnificent state of Virginia, here's your host, the news dude of Sonic Paradox, Sonic Sega Fan, 1991. Hello everyone on Sonic Paradox and those who actually were just at the Sonic show just now. Because, you know, we can never have enough streaming in one day. God, what a day this has been. Welcome to the SonicNews Show, aka the Sonic Paradox News Show. Because it totally sounds more fitting. Of course, it has been quite a long day with it being April Fool's and everything. And yes, this is the special April Fool's Day edition of the Sonic News Show, where there will not be any prankings because I've already seen enough horrible reactions, enough bad reactions from various pranks, enough as it is to make sure that I'm safe. So, in other words, this is pretty much the wimpy edition of April Fool's Day on right now. It's going to be a pretty jam-packed show because we've got quite a few guests that are here and a couple more that are going to be here any moment now, assuming they are able to get freed up any moment now. I believe you recognize the two that are here right now from last week, including our own, well, good friend of mine, J.A.K. discoponies.
Woo!
What was that?
That was me trying to be really excited at 1 o'clock in the morning.
2 a.m. in the morning, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because we all need our late night fun, I guess.
Not all of us live in America.
Like late night show with Donnie.
Yes. And of course we have Pete, aka TitansCreed, of many different sites.
Hello.
I will gladly let Pete explain which sites those are specifically.
All the sites.
Yeah.
He contributes to the internet.
I'm a whore.
Well, yeah. I didn't want to say, but
So blunt. But we do have, I believe, in a moment, depending on if they are free, we may have HellfireComms representation here in the Sonic News Show for the very first time. I believe FTA and NTom64 should be here any minute now, as they're currently busy doing stuff at the moment. FTA is on the phone, and NTom, I believe, is doing some video stuff real quick, but if all goes well and they can get enough time, we may be able to see them later in the show, which will be great, because technically this will be the moment I'll be able to meet Tom and get a good chance to speak to Gareth, aka FTA. So yep, apparently he just now told me
You're not missing out on much, I'll tell you that now.
yeah. In fact, I just got word from Gareth himself that he's just gonna use the bathroom real quick and he should be in the call, so
I like how you phrased it so much nicer than he did.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, that's brilliant.
See, the last two, that sums them both up.
Pretty much.
yeah.
Oh,
I had to make it as blankly polite as possible. I mean, and according to Tom, he's gonna make some tea. No problem. I just happen to have a drink with me too, so it's fitting.
I have half a bottle of Coke, which will no doubt go through as I'm pulling an all-nighter tonight.
Awesome.
So, I guess I should do the honors and welcome everyone to the month of April, because, you know, April is obviously such a big month, and there's Gareth, right on cue.
First of the month.
Well, technically now it's the second now, so you just made yourself look like a big idiot there, Pete.
standard.
True.
Yeah.
Besides, it's still the first in America, and this is where the show's being primarily aired. So,
Fair enough.
I call the fact that America lives in a silly time area.
Well, you know, like, cause I got pranked by my missus today, and like she rang me. It was 10 p.m. No, for us, but it was 5 p.m. for her, and she's pranking me, and I'm like, you do realize it's past midday, which means you can't do this shit anymore. And she was like, what? Because essentially in England on April Fool's Day after midday you're supposed to stop doing pranks for some reason, but in America they're like no, so they just prank each other all day long.
Jay, Gareth, I actually said this on the Sonic Show stream earlier on. Technically in the UK, it's you can't do an April Fool's prank if April Fool's doesn't fall on a weekday.
Oh really?
Yes.
See, we have so many stupid rules about like a day that's supposed to just be about fun. That's why this country sucks.
My apologies. I'm just making the official tweet telling Twitter that the stream is live because this is total. That was a tweet that was completely on time. It figures I remember everything except this. But yeah, in case you guys don't recognize this third voice that has joined us, that is FTA, who is very well known for being part of various guest starring on Brainscratch Comms. He's part of HellfireComms, among... did I forget anything else?
No. I don't do a lot.
You upload a video today of NTom without NTom.
NTom, that was a video I've had in mind for a while because when we record colours, we used to just record off Skype so we get both voices in one video in like one audio track. But now we speak to each other on Skype, but we record our own conversations on Audacity, and then we mix the two files together. So it was inspired obviously from Garfield minus Garfield, which is like one of the funniest things to ever grace the internet. So I just thought it'd be funny to upload a one-sided conversation.
Do you know the really bad thing about that video though?
What's that?
Because there's the biggest lapse before you start talking. All I actually hear is this really deep, heavy breathing.
I know.
And I'm like, what the fucking hell's going on here?
It sounds like Darth Vader's having a heart attack, which is it's kind of bad for me really, because it just makes me sound like a big fat guy, which technically I am, but still it's not. I should have like, cause when Tom does commentaries, he sound edits and he removes pauses and random noises that make no sense. I'm far too lazy for that. I was just fuck it. Just put it on the timeline, export, upload, Bob's your uncle.
Brilliant.
Meanwhile, just gonna do it for the record, Turbo Cam. Okay. Yeah, currently Turbo is also streaming. He's doing commentary on WrestleMania going on right now. And I figured may as well give him a little bit of advertising because I know he does need some viewers too. So, but yeah.
Don't throw pity on him.
Yeah, don't throw pity to guys watching guys in latex shorts.
That's something I would do.
Yeah, Jay, I do have to say I am surprised you aren't watching WrestleMania.
I'm recording it.
To be fair, I'm quite sure Jay gets off by watching his own avatar on SSMB sometimes. That thing is just hypnotic.
It is.
I get a lot of abuse for that.
Really?
Yeah, I get messages saying, "Is that appropriate?" Yes, it is.
Oh, fantastic!
It's just the fact that it's not just the fact that it's just for the flashing semi-naked men. It's the fact you felt the need to put nom nom over it, which is just like little.
Yeah, it's I don't think I've actually seen wrestling since the 90s when back when the WWE was the WWF and there was such thing as the WCW, but other than that,
lots of letters just got thrown at me. What?
No, has you seen that new actual shirt of the WWF? It's got WWF. It's got a panda, and then it's got another panda behind it with a chair, just about to hit it. Fantastic stuff.
That's pretty sweet.
Yep, we're just giving Tom some time to get his tea made, and then he'll be able to join us in a moment.
Oh,
Because Tom, of course, needs his tea, otherwise he can't function.
Yeah.
nothing like a strong drink of tea.
Tea for Tom is like spinach for Popeye, I guess. It starts his day off well. But yeah, I guess I should also mention real quick while we're waiting on Tom to come in that I do have a stream in store for my birthday, coming up around my birthday, and I'll be going into more details about that later on in the show, along with, believe it or not, Sonic Paradox has done an April Fool's gag. And the catch is, we, unlike a lot of people, we did not make it that obvious. But when if you know who, you know what's been involved in this, you might be able to see a little bit why. Knowing how Sonic Paradox has been with their shorts in the past, you'll know, you get an idea as to why. But later on in the show, I will explain that Sonic Paradox has done an April Fool's gag.
I think someone put April Fool's Day completely right for me on Twitter earlier on today. They were like, the best April Fool's jokes are the ones which seem plausible but actually won't ever be.
Well, see, you saying that, for me, what worked today was what T-Bird put on the stadium.
Oh,
Right said Fred and Cash doing a remix of Wonder Man for the next Sonic game. It was I fell for that. I read that because I was at play. I didn't realise that like it had become the 1st of April. So I saw that and I was just like, that's kind of odd.
He timed it for like midnight, didn't he? Or
yeah,
silly like that.
He must have put it on like right at the start. I was just like, that's insane. Like, why would you do that? And then I was actually speaking to NTom, and I was like, dude, have you heard the news? Right said Fred are coming back for the next Sonic game. And he was like, did you just read that on the stadium? And it was like, it's a fucking April Fool's prank, you moron. And I was like, oh. I was like, it's bad enough falling for an April Fool's Day prank, but it's really bad when NTom64 points out to you falling for an April Fool's Day gag.
But yeah, no. Someone else also. I mean, there's been a lot of things of don't ever promote your product on April Fool's Day, which is just standard these days.
Yeah.
But it's also depressing about how much companies go out to promote a product more on April 1st than any other day of the year.
I would honestly say not to post anything on April Fool's Day because you can't. Nothing can be taken seriously on this day. That's the only problem I have with the holidays. That if you can even call it a holiday, is that you can't really take anything seriously. Like even if it's serious, how are you gonna know it's serious? I mean, it's pretty.
Didn't Sega release a video where it's like their new game is Sega Bash Fishing of the Dead?
Yeah,
I saw on their Twitter account. I was like, pretty funny.
This is really entertaining. I don't know, it's not something you really expected, is it? I mean, it's good that they can make light of the fact and do something like that, considering what's happened over the weekend and the last week.
Yeah, Christ. I wasn't expecting that.
To be fair, there's been a lot of downsizing of a lot of companies in the last few months. It was to be expected.
And any second now, we should be seeing. Yep, there he is.
Evening all.
Evening.
Hello.
Hello.
And here, ladies and gentlemen, is probably the main man of HellfireComms. NTom64 is here.
Hello all.
Whoa! You guys clearly haven't read the TV tropes page. Don't you know the gaming Brit is responsible for everything now?
Yeah, he is the new head of HellfireComms, actually.
Yeah, a member of HellfireComms recently made a edit to the HellfireComms TV tropes page and basically trolled everyone by basically saying he was responsible for everything, and like he was like the only reason anyone else is allowed to do stuff is because he allows it. It's because he allows us to live, which is pretty yeah. Pretty much. It was like there's a bit where it's like it mentions every member. It's like FTA plays Sonic games. It's like the gaming Brit would normally destroy such a person who would play these games, but he allows FTA to live because he is generous.
He is quite the one as our gaming Brit.
Yeah, I should mention before we move on with the show, it's good to finally meet you, because I know I've been good friends with FTA for about a couple months now, but I've never really been able to meet you either, considering, you know, I know you've been busy, and I've been busy, and among other things, and also that you probably didn't know I existed. That might have been in a way.
No,
I've heard of Sonic
if it makes you feel better, Donnie, I've known Gareth for nearly 2 years now, and I've never met Tom at all. So,
yeah, I guess I should mention again who everyone that's here, just for those who just came in. We have FTA, we have NTom64, we have TitansCreed, and we have discoponies.
I just want to say that from the look of it, it could just be because the picture is blurry, but discopony's Skype picture is what looks like a jewel-encrusted dildo sitting on a Sega on a Sega Mega Drive, well, a Sega Genesis, but the Gen has been replaced with the word J, so it's a Sega Genesis.
It's a Genesis, thank you. With the dildo Wiimote controller, don't question it.
Dildo.
Don't question it. Just roll with the jewel-encrusted dildo.
I would love to live in your mind for a day, because the weird shit it would hurt. Because what is up with you uploading all those freaking porno Woody pictures to Facebook?
That wasn't me.
That wasn't me. Where did that Woody come from? There's for some reason there's a Woody doll from Toy Story that's been released with the most perverted, happy, smiling face, and Jay's Facebook is full of pictures of that Woody in just really inappropriate places.
If you think that's good, Jay, there's I've had a friend that's gone over to Disneyland. And he's taken a picture of a Barbie doll because it's on the front package of this packaging. It says Barbie now comes with real squirts.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
that is amazing.
Oh man. But yeah, it's great to finally meet you after, you know, knowing about HellfireComms for a good long while now. I think it's been, oh my god, I think a year, 2 years since I first saw videos.
Yeah, we just celebrated our 4-year anniversary, actually.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you.
I am fully expecting lots of, you know, content. I imagine it's gonna be some great stuff for you guys in the future. I mean, I don't know exactly what it'll be yet, but I'm sure it's gonna be something, you know, pretty damn cool.
We're thinking of branching out into pornos. One night in Entom. It's gonna be genius.
Yeah.
We're gonna take Jay's jewel-encrusted dildo Wiimote and put it to good use.
If it's anything like the Sonic Adventure stream that took place, then
Lord.
I guess do I have to explain what happened in that stream?
Please do.
Basically what happened is that the stream basically turned into a giant penis fest at the end.
As you do.
Yeah. It turned into a game where you replace quotes and movie titles and among other things, and you replace.
Wait, the best thing was you take Sonic game titles, but you replace random words with cock. So like for instance, Sonic and the Black Cock.
Like Sonic and the Secret Cocks.
Exactly. Genius.
It was I hadn't laughed that hard in a good while, because, and it's kind of coincidental because we frequently all of us on Sonic Paradox do frequently have calls daily, and it's just when we had a similar game of that sort, but with different words. And we ended up laughing hard at that too, so it's kind of coincidental that the same result happened on the HellfireComms stream, but...
Yeah. I blame Gareth for that, personally.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much any lowbrow joke or jokes that just don't need to be said probably usually come from me.
Yeah, I mean, it's... You guys can really expect HellfireComms to be quite, you know... You'll be laughing. I mean, I cannot...
hope so.
I cannot attend a single stream without either chuckling or just laughing, rolling on the floor laughing, just simply because of the pure randomness that results in those streams. And
Dude, you have to stop watching the streams high. That's probably why.
yeah. But it's it helps that I am used to it though, because like I said, Sonic Paradox does have a Skype group, and we do speak on Skype very, very often. But it's the calls get just as bad there.
I have to ask though, are you guys making another Knuckles briefs?
Actually, no, we are not, because we pretty much decided that any spin-offs of that sort are probably not going to happen, but...
that Knuckles briefs one is so funny, I love that one. We
did have... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I was saying that the Knuckles briefs one, because when they played SOS, and that's probably my favourite thing that Paradox has put out, because just some of the gags in that one, like the one where it's like the cardboard cut out of Knuckles, and like the Sonic appears, and he punches the Sonic, and his arm falls off. He just sticks his arm and it goes victory, and then it just has an image of Knuckles' face spinning around.
Obey Knuckles.
Obey Knuckles. with like this sound effect.
A Hypnotoad reference, isn't it?
Oh god, every time that happens I just fucking wet myself.
But yeah, we didn't actually have any plans at a Knuckles Briefs 2 or any spin-offs. Well, I suppose it's alright to actually mention this, since, you know, it doesn't sound like it's gonna happen, but we do brainstorm ideas very often at different projects and all that, and at one point, Wax actually wanted to do something called Sonic Shorts 4Kids Edition.
Oh god. You can't, no, technically you can't do a 4Kids edition because Robotnik blew it up.
Yeah.
The whole point of the 4Kids edition is that it's the Sonic Shorts but heavily edited, like things are bleeped out, gun sounds become laser sounds.
I get it, yeah.
Unfortunately, in this day and age, with also a mature audience, anytime a bleep sound goes in, everybody automatically thinks anything. It's like that Muppets episode on YouTube that someone's heavily edited for bleeps everywhere. One! Haha.
Yeah, it's... We do constantly brainstorm ideas for projects, and I believe we've recently been brainstorming what next year's April Fool's prank's gonna be, so we don't
get in there early.
We never stop brainstorming, but needless to say, it's gonna make a huge difference when Volume 8 does come out, which I can still say that the deadline is still not existent at this time, but we are getting closer. Work is being done, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does come out soon. When is not really known at this time. But the good news is, Wax does have an animation of his own coming soon.
Dark Chaos 2!
Yes, Sonic Dark Chaos 2 is finally getting released very soon.
That shit's gonna be amazing!
I believe he's been showing some animating quite often in this stream, so feel free to stay tuned for that.
Did you realise last night he was actually I think he drew an entire Eggman as well.
Yeah.
Last night. I was like, what the hell?
That's just like him. He never stops animating, even when he's in the middle of an interview.
Yeah, clearly.
I guess at this point it's alright to mention what this interview is we're talking about, especially considering we kinda...
Oh, yeah. Everyone who doesn't know will know eventually anyway.
Yeah, basically, look on TitansCreed's Pete's future YouTube channel, possibly Sonic Rex, don't know yet. But when the time comes, you'll actually be able to see a community spotlight audio interview with those of us on Sonic Paradox, including me, Wax, Bitmaster, let me see, Mystic Pyro Freak, Chio, who is now known as Fall Arrow for the record. Basically all the big guys of Sonic Paradox are going to be on there, all the higher ups, even Boozerman's going to be there. So, stay tuned for that. I don't know when it's going to be out, but keep an eye out on Pete's Twitter for it, I guess.
Yep.
And, of course, I'll be plugging it too, because, you know, I'm a whore when it comes to plugging shit, but,
Me too.
Everybody in this channel is a whore for plugging their own shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Tom, congratulations on that Sonic Generations playthrough. I'm really loving it so far.
It's not bad. I feel I could make it feel a lot more natural. It does sound like I'm reading from a script a lot, which I am, to be honest.
Yeah, right.
Oh man, 34 viewers. That's a new high for me, personally. But
Is there any reason you're not using Twitch, if I may ask?
It's a funny story, but before I did join, we actually had a stream for a good long while, but it was very rarely used. And it was also full of, like, the autopilot for the stream actually contains our past animations, such as Sonic Shorts, Sonic Uncut, Nazo Unleashed, The Power of Nazo. All these past animations we've endorsed and made personally are actually part of the autopilot when none of us are alive. And when I joined, it was very, very abandoned.
Yeah.
We hardly had anything in it. So what happened was I had taken on the mission to add a bunch of stuff to the autopilot. By the time I was finished, it was completely and utterly up to date. Everything was on there, ready to go. All the Sonic Shorts that were up to that point. Even the secret stuff, you know, that was in the Sonic Shorts themselves. Among other things. So it really wasn't my choice to where I was going to stream at. I do have a separate... I have a Ustream account, a Twitch.tv account, and a livestream account separately. But as for Sonic Paradox itself, I was never able to actually decide what that's going to be for. That was decided like a couple years ago or so.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. It gives us our purpose. Like it does what we need it to do. Like,
Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
like all we care about is that we can stream good quality and, you know, not get hate for it. Pretty much.
And at the end of the day, that's all you need, really.
Yeah. I'm sure it's kind of the same way with everyone. Like, that's all they care about is that things go well and, you know, that they can stream good quality. And that
we get chicks.
That too.
That's just you, Gareth.
Yeah.
I don't care, more
about
chicks for me. Yeah. Jay's more into like the Woodies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow, 40 viewers. That's a new record right there. Yeah, what Kudu the Hare said, that is what my screen name stands for, the most original screen name of all time. Yes, it stands for, well, it's not actually Sega Sonic Fan, it's actually Sonic Sega Fan, but...
Get it right, my god.
Bit of an offhand question. Do you know a user by the name of Blaze Hedgehog, by any chance?
Oh, the name is familiar. I don't know them.
Oh, I know he is. He's Ryan Bloom of TSSC News.
Because I saw the name Sega 1991 and it just reminded me of him for some reason.
Yeah, that's my screen name, my full screen name.
Yeah.
Sonic Sega Fan 921 is my full screen name, but I always go by SSF 921 because, you know, it's better. And it's more original, but yeah.
Indeed.
And original is better, so.
What you really should do is name yourself after an old 90s game console. That's where it's at.
Well, unless we want another Sega Genesis, I don't know.
He doesn't.
But yeah, I do believe we actually have some topics to talk about, though.
What were you saying about going off topic before we actually started?
Hey, that's what the whole point of the show. Talk as much as we want, you know.
That's what we do.
Yeah. I guess I should mention there was, I did mention we were welcome to April, everyone. But yeah, happy April Fool's Day. Fuck the people who can't take a damn joke. I don't think you were here for it though, Tom, or FTA, but we at the Sonic Show actually did stream earlier today, and our joke was that we turned into the Mario Show, for April Fool's Day. That didn't go too well.
The amount of rage was
Oh,
amusing.
it was ridiculous.
It was a proper popcorn moment, I swear to God.
It made me realise that I hate all my audience.
You say that now you're not actually streaming to them. I see. When I say this sort of thing, it's like, but this is the Sonic Show audience. Now you're saying it here on an open thing. It's like, yeah, I hate them. Bunch of bastards.
No, they didn't find it funny at all. They were like, "Oh, why is there Mario on my Sonic Show?" I was like, "Take a joke, you bunch of twats."
It was literally. I kid you not. It was literally. It was along the lines of, "Oh, we get it April Fools. Now give us Sonic."
Yeah, I mean, it didn't go too well, so we kind of had to stop the joke prematurely, but we even had fun, you know, pretending to be various people, like Turbo from Sega Sonic Radio and Turbo Drive Live pretended to be a Wario version of himself, Warbo.
Which was just a mindfuck on all levels.
Yeah.
Jay pretended to be Bambi.
As you do.
As you do.
I must have missed the Mario game with that character.
What they say.
I simply replaced my name with Bonnie because, you know, a female character, because I was misinterpreted as a female when I first joined the calls for the Sonic Show, so I figured, who would have thought that a guy would be misinterpreted for a girl on the internet?
Was your voice this deep at that point when you were getting mistaken for a woman?
Yes, I still got.
Hey, I kid you not. It turns out he plays a sexy rouge.
Well, less said about that, the better, I think.
Yeah, Rouge, she's sexy and smooth.
But yeah, I mean, we have fun. I mean, I wish, you know, people would just stop getting their damn panties in a bunch over a freaking joke, but
It's the internet, man. What do you expect?
yeah.
Everyone is entitled to
very
be
true.
angry, or at least they think they are.
And again, you're part of the fan base that went apeshit insane over a teaser which included 3 seconds of footage. So you really have to analyze your audience before you think that they won't go insane over something extremely trivial.
Yeah. I guess
Sure.
speaking of today's, you know, shows, I believe I do wish to give my sympathy to AUK for what was a very heartbreaking end to Radio Redux earlier today. His computer blue screen of death once again, a second time, right in the middle of the show, and by the time he was able to even get online again, it was too late, and he decided, you know what, let's go ahead and just do the show next week. But
Which
I've
is
had that
what I
happen to
told
me
him
many
to
a
do
time.
before he even started, to be honest.
I mean, I imagine he'll have better luck next week because of what. By then he should have a new hard drive and his computer should be fixed, hopefully. But it's still heartbreaking. It's probably the only other heartbreaking thing that's out there, other than, you know, the Sonic Show's fans being kind of rude. But
Just the Sonic Show in general.
Dude, you stole my joke. I was gonna say that.
But I mean, it was still a fun day, nevertheless. There was a lot of fun to be had, and I mean, despite, you know, I'm sure you and Tom were having a very fun day doing all that you were doing, but
Well, I've been in Southend today, hanging out with some people. So yeah, my day's actually been pretty sweet.
I've pretty much just been recording the podcast me and FTA recorded the other day.
You mean you've been editing the podcast?
I was going to say you've been recording the podcast you've recorded the other day.
I've lost track of time.
Time travel.
I walked back to yesterday.
Oh wow. Yeah, it happens. But oh yeah, I do believe there is. I may as well get this out of the way first. You guys want to plug anything real quick before we move on?
You're my arsehole.
I
Why
mean,
did I say that?
I bought those plugs for it months ago. I should probably use them with someone.
yeah. Wait, what kind of plugs are they?
Butt
Oh
plugs.
no! What?
Jewel encrusted.
The jewel encrusted butt plugs.
Ouch, ouch.
I bought them from the same place Jay bought his jewel encrusted dildo.
Your arsehole will never feel so rich.
I smell competition going on here.
When I use them, and then when I have to relieve myself, it makes my shit so cash.
Please.
I never thought I'd say this to you, Gareth, but I think I've been a bad influence on you.
You have been, because I hate that phrase more than life itself. I fucking can't stand it when you like, yeah, that shit be so cash, yo. I literally
Oh my
want to
god, really? Are you so street? Are you that street?
Seriously, every time you say that, Tom, I want to get in my car and take the 5-hour drive to your house just so I can punch you, and then get back in my car and drive home.
But yeah, if you guys do wish to follow NTom, FTA, TitansCreed, and Jay, it is NTom64 at NTom64. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
That's right. Twitter, at least.
Yeah, Twitter. FTA is a little bit more complicated because it has an extra letter. It's at FTCR, I believe.
Yeah, FTCO.
Pete is at TitansCreed, and Jay is at Disco Pogo. Oh, I mean Disco Ponies.
Disco Pogo. I would fucking love to visit a disco pogo, or like a pogo disco. It was a disco, but everyone's confined to a pogo stick. I have to ask Pete, what does TitansCreed mean?
It's a long ass story. It goes all the way back to like all my beginning usernames of like Project Phoenix and Phoenix Rising. It's just a long ass story.
Fair enough.
It really is. It's.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I could go back and make myself a better username, because when me and Mike and Torch first made the FTCR forum, I spent about a week trying to think of a username, and that was the best I could come up with, and I'm like, it's pretty shit.
You have to tell me what FTA actually means, because
FTA
every time I
stands-
try to think of what it means, all my mind draws to is fuck that ass.
Well, that's true. The
That really
FTA,
shouldn't be where your mind goes. That really
that's kind of weird.
I don't just. It's gonna be every time I see it. It's like, hey, FTA, and they'd be like, no.
Pete, to be honest, mate, I expect that kind of response from Jay, not from you. But no,
Even I
FTA.
agree.
FTA stands for fastest thing alive, which obviously I took from the Saturday M theme song, and it's really lame. I remember the very first SOS when they had the laptop, and everyone was like checking in the comments to say, I want to go. I have no idea who was doing it, but the guy was like, so what's your online username? I was like, fastest thing alive. He just gave me this look like, mate, you're a twat. Like, get out of it. I was like, yeah, no, my username sucks.
Oh, I knew I forgot something.
On the Sonic show stream, I did actually bring you up, Gareth, because we were Jay was streaming last year's Nevermind the Buzz Bombers, and I brought up the one from 09.
Oh yeah, I got like every question correct, but my partner was a fucking idiot. He didn't get one question correct. Like, oh
No,
man.
it was more to the point of when Benji went up on stage.
Yeah, Benji went up. I think he was going to sing, but then he got stage fright and like stepped down.
No, someone else was going to sing. They didn't know what it was. Benji was like, he knew what it was and went up there and did a Mario song.
I fucking love Benji.
Yeah.
In a Mario song. I remember that though because I was on T-Bird's team, and we all love T-Bird, but there was
He's
a timer.
amazing.
There was a timer, and T-Bird was like wasting time, like speaking to the crowd and making jokes. Whereas if I would have been on Sven's team, Sven was playing to win. So it's like, damn it, T-Bird, you let us down.
I never get that because every year Adam writes most of the questions.
Because it's staged. I thought what's his name? The guy who hosts it wrote the question.
Hogfather.
Yeah.
All I remember is last year when they did the reverse music bit, they played the songs backwards. It was Adam in question who gave me the music files to reverse, and he still didn't get them.
I remember your intro for who was the one who had the Sonic 1 title screen? Was that Sven or T?
That was Sven, yeah.
That was the fucking funniest thing in the world.
I think the funniest thing about it was the fact it was playing behind him and he didn't even realise it was up there. So he thinks he said something funny when everybody's laughing at him and it's just this title screen behind him.
It's like he didn't know what the hell was it. That was just the funniest thing in the world.
But yeah, I just realized, I knew I forgot something. NTom, I believe you do have a TF2 server, because I am in the group, but you do, you know about Dusky, right?
You have to clarify a bit more for me about that.
He runs the HellfireComms TF2 server, I believe.
I think we've got a new admin now, actually.
Oh, really?
Just fuck that guy.
Well,
So kind, Gareth.
I have no idea who he is. Never spoken to him, but fuck that guy.
well, the reason being is that Sonic Paradox recently got a TF2 server of our own, along with the Minecraft server, and it just so happens that it's Dusky that runs our SP TF2 server. Well, he got it started at least, but we've moved it over to Celeste Orion, who technically runs the server now, and it's gradually being pushed towards the community itself. We've actually got some custom maps in it, along with what was it, Final Rush, where Sonic and Shadow fight, and we're adding some other custom maps, such as I believe it was what was mentioned on the interview last night, Pete?
They've got Stardust Speedway,
Nice.
the Floating Island, and Final Rush was teased last, I believe. There's, I think you mentioned a couple of other ones, but those are the three I remember.
The former two are in the Minecraft server, and the latter one is in the TF2 server.
That reminds me, it's someone else who runs our Minecraft server. I think is it pronounced Dusky?
Yeah.
I thought it was Dusky for some reason. But yeah, I think he still runs our TF2 server.
Yeah, he runs our Sonic Paradox. He used to run our Sonic Paradox server before he had to move the reins over to Celeste Orion, but he did get it started, and he does run our Minecraft server still, I believe, if I remember correctly. I think it was actually the Running Defini who does. But I'm sure I do have many screenshots from both servers, especially the TF2 server, what the models are being worked on, because we're gradually replacing the main core models with default models with the Sonic characters, like Tails is an NG, Rouge is a spy, Knuckles is a soldier, among other things. And of course, Sonic is a scout.
I still think that you should have different models for each side. So, like, you have your normal freedom fighters on, say, red, and then you have dark side on blue or whatever, or vice versa. So, for Sonic as a scout, you can have Shadow as a scout on the opposite team.
Yeah.
For Tails, and then you have Eggman. I mean, I think it would have worked out better instead of seeing Sonic versus Sonic, Tails versus Tails.
Red Sonic, original character, do not steal.
But we're still working on like the models. They're not completely finished. I mean, they're still working on bone animation, and eventually they're even gonna have their own voices too. We're getting people like I know Celeste has a friend of his that can do Eggman as an announcer.
Nice.
I believe our own Game Buddy is gonna be voicing Sonic and Shadow. Shadow's gonna be a sniper. God knows why. And I believe we're going to see about getting Chio, aka Fall Arrow, for Knuckles, although it's not yet certain. Yeah, but pretty much we do have a TF2 server too. It's called Paradox Fortress 2, if anyone wants to know. And the group is pretty much just that. It's got that name, so feel free to look it up on Steam, you know, as I get through the 60-some odd games I have, but
Yeah.
including like every Sonic game that's on Steam. God knows why, again.
Sega rinsed you of your money then, didn't they? Bloody hell.
I'm a sellout to
No,
Sega, apparently.
I kid you not, Gareth. Have you not looked at every Sega game that's on the Steam?
I don't actually have Steam myself,
Right.
so
Well,
no.
let me put it this way. Nearly everything is retro from the Genesis collection is on there, but they're all charged at $1.99 a piece, except for anything which has Sonic in the title, which is then a $5.
Bastards. Absolute bastards.
It's like a Sonic tax.
But yeah, I do believe we still have topics to talk about, but you know, we've just been talking about, you know, everything. But yeah, I do believe we have Crush 40 to mention, because Crush 40 has new songs coming out soon, and they're planning on singing them at Tokyo and bringing them out on iTunes. And as of recent, they did mention it will be on CD sometime afterwards.
Hell yes.
Nice.
Hopefully, it will be for CD by the time Sonic Boom happens.
Yeah.
And I can confirm that these songs that are being made are the same songs that have been teased for a little while now, including that one song where we saw a teaser of the lyrics.
It
Well,
was,
didn't we see-
It's Sonic Youth, One of Those Days, and Rise Again.
Yeah.
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 And Sonic Youth is wonderfully over the top. In just
Yeah, but
cheesiness.
it's meant to be though, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
I mean,
the whole point of.
basically, the opening verse is just quoting pretty much every single main series Sonic song. So you got Open Your Heart. They don't mention Sonic Heroes, but you got like Open Your Heart, Live and Learn.
I do
Smart
believe
move,
they
man.
say what I'm made of in that opening
yeah,
teaser.
it's amazing. It's just like it's so over the top cheesy. It's fantastic.
I thought it got a little bit too cheesy, to be honest. It made it too obvious. He may have well sung "You collect rings and go round loops" a lot.
Just the bit where he goes, we're like, he says that we're like, you're crushing 40 all the time, which
Yeah.
one doesn't make any sense because you can't do that, and two, it's just like, yeah, we'll just shamelessly plug our name in a
Tell
song.
me, Johnny, how does one crush a 40?
Exactly.
It sounds a lot like someone. It reminds me, hey, let's crush beer cans. The way they make that sound.
I think the actual iconification is meant to be the fact that these are all our songs, but
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I love the fact that I remember when that was first announced, I said, you know, it would have been funnier, and they would have gotten mad like geek cred if if it was called Sonic Underground, not Sonic Youth.
it probably would have worked actually. I
It
think the
would've.
biggest thing that it's come across of being named as Sonic Youth is that it clashes with some sort of band or song of the same title.
Yeah, there was a band in the 90s called Sonic Youth that they kind of
Well, you
like
could always call it Youth of the Underground.
God no.
I believe-
Sound of the Underground, that would make it even worse.
What's this fucking Girls Out Loud?
Yeah.
I mean, Sonic Youth will be a good song. I mean, it already sounds good to me. I'm not spoiling myself, but I'm already assuming it's gonna be good just because it's Crush 40. You know.
Well, did you
Yeah.
listen to the teaser they put out during the week?
No, because I didn't want to spoil myself. Really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I liked it. I thought, just in terms of that teaser they released, I thought One of Those Days was the best of the three, just based on like what little we heard. But I thought One of Those Days sounded awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
It has a lot of potential, and it'd be nice to see live. I mean, keeping on Crush 40 at Sonic Boom, the only thing I'm a bit upset about is the fact that it's not a full live gig like they do in the Tokyo. Unfortunately,
Yes, yeah.
it would be nice if it was available as a full live gig. I know it's probably pushing a bit too much, but I think I would personally prefer that over say Crush 40 and Cash Cash. Now I know everybody hates Cash Cash and there are people that like Cash Cash, but
Cash. Yeah. Well, see, my thing is just that because I remember after SOS last year getting into a conversation with someone on the SOS fan group where I said, you know, if Crush 40 come back next year, it'd be awesome if they had a live band. And there was a guy saying, you know, especially saying he likes the fact that essentially when they play live at SOS, you have June live on guitar and Johnny singing. Everything else is just played on, I believe, just a CD. It's just June's backing track. Yeah. And someone was like, I like that because it sounds just like the CD, which I can understand, but if you're going to see someone live, I like the fact that if they have a live band, even if the band sometimes makes mistakes, because even June, as awesome as he is, he sometimes, you know, plays a wrong note here and there, but it's just, when you're there live, it's just better to have a full live band rather than just, you know, a pre-recording. That's, you know, that's just me.
It happens. I mean, that's the thing with live bands. They will make a mistake. But I don't know. I think there's just this thing personally that it will sound better as a live band instead of on top of pre-recorded.
Oh yeah, hands down.
I do believe that while Sonic Youth is a great song, whether it be a year late, it's a good song. I mean, I don't know. Would it have been more fitting if they brought Sonic Youth out last year instead of this year?
I think a lot of people were hoping for a 20th anniversary Sonic song.
Yeah.
And it probably would have made a lot of sense last year, but
I was hoping for the Crush 40 cover of Sonic Boom as the final boss theme of Generations, but that sure as shit didn't happen.
Nope, they trolled us instead.
Was it even finished at the time, though? The song, I mean.
Let's say it was made for the CD soundtrack, and I believe the CD soundtrack came out either before or around the time Generations.
They already had a studio version, because I remember T had mentioned that they'd been in the studio recording it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like at Boom, they performed it live, and Boom obviously came out, you know, but the Boom was like 5 months before the game came out, and so they clearly must have had something there, because all they had there was just June, Johnny, and Alex, so they obviously must have had the other backing tracks for it as well.
Yeah, I mean,
so I would imagine it was probably finished or completed before Sonic Boom.
I mean, it would have been nice if they did include it, because I believe they did include the original Sonic Boom as one of the songs you can select in the game, but
yeah,
it would have been nice if they did include that cover.
My dog's barking, BRB.
That's fine. I mean, as great as Crush 40 is, I do believe they got severely... I want to say they did get a bit neglected in Sonic Generations. Like, the only thing they did was include a cover of Open Your Heart and maybe a couple of other viewers.
Yeah, but I mean, even though that song has been overplayed and overmixed to the extreme, that is still by far the best version of Open Your Heart there is.
Yeah.
Bar the original. I'm sorry.
I mean, it would have been nice if they did include a it would have been nice if they included another song or two, but I mean, it did feel like a bit to me that it was not as... Crush 40 was not in the game as much as they really should have. Like, considering how huge they are with the music, I mean, they've been around in Sonic for so long.
Yeah, they're a staple.
I mean, you would think they'd at least have a brand new song for the game. At least, but... they didn't have anything new except that remix of Open Your Heart, which as good as it is, I don't think it was quite enough. I mean, it was a start, but not quite enough.
Well, that remix of Open Your Heart...
do we really need to be oversaturated with... Do we really need to be oversaturated with Crush 40 music each year, though? I mean...
No. I mean,
I think it would be... I think what everybody would like is to see more original Crush 40 stuff going forward. But... I mean, Johnny has a lot on his plate anyway, and Jun, being a music director of what he is, tries do everything and a bit too much. So.
I mean, I enjoy Cash Cash's music. Don't get me wrong. It's just, you know, it would be nice to at least have a new song. I mean, just one new song from Crush 40 would have been nice. But I do like Cash Cash's music too in the game. Like Supersonic Racing remix was. I like it.
I think when it comes to Cash Cash, I think a lot of people can agree. Anything remixy that they do is good. But when it comes to vocal tracks, they're a bit lackluster.
Well, what I always thought that the musically, they're pretty awesome. Their studio singing, it's possible at best. But
I love Reach for the Stars.
But yeah, I like Reach for the Stars, but I can't stand Speak With Your Heart. But live, they're absolutely atrocious.
Oh god.
Yeah. Awful.
Like my favourite thing was when they played in Tokyo last year. They couldn't. They
ruined Escape from the City, didn't they?
No, they ruined It Doesn't Matter. That was the worst thing ever. But the best thing was though, because I forget which one the singer is, but whoever he was, he clearly didn't know what he was doing. Cause he was like, okay guys, this next song's called Endless Possibilities. I mean, it doesn't matter. He starts singing like, oh dude, learn the fucking name of the song you're singing before you fucking sing it.
I love Reach for the Stars. Like I said, I love Cash Cash's music. The music, even I've come to expect Sonic games. It doesn't matter how bad the game is, how mediocre it is. They're gonna have a good soundtrack. I mean,
except Chronicles.
Yeah, except that.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well, even Labyrinth had a better OST than Chronicles did.
Let's not go crazy, Tom.
I know. Just trying to put things into perspective here.
But yeah, I don't want to say it was the best soundtrack ever, but in terms of Sonic, I definitely think that was the best Sonic soundtrack ever.
What's that, Colors?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colors is pretty sweet.
Definitely, probably top 5, I'd say.
Yeah.
What's this?
I mean,
the soundtrack for Sonic Colors.
It's definitely good. It's something I've said for a while, is having the orchestral stuff, especially what they did in 06 and Unleashed. It's really, really good having the orchestral soundtrack for pretty much the majority of the game, and it works really well.
Mm-hmm. I love the fact that for the first time, the orchestral on the basic main theme of the game is a instrumental version of the main theme song.
Oh yeah.
Because I forget, because normally in something like say Unleashed, you have like Endless Possibilities, and then you have the World Adventure, but they're different. I love the fact that, you know, the main thing that keeps getting played in Colors is just Reach for the Stars.
Yeah.
Although I will say, like, I'm not opposed to orchestral stuff in Sonic games. I think it works. But something that I liked about stuff that, say, when Jude's in charge or certain points of 06 is that they still keep like the rock element in some cutscenes. Sometimes do fusions. Like I love Black Knight's score, and I think the cutscene.
Black Knight's score is amazing. There are times where, especially the acoustic stuff.
Yeah.
The acoustic soundtrack for Black Knight is absolutely astounding.
Exactly. I think, like, especially in a lot of the cutscenes, they have some cutscenes that are just orchestral, some cutscenes that are just rock, and then nice cutscenes where it's a mix of orchestra and rock. And I think those sound really good. Also, I'm sure it was because Richard Jacques was helping out with Black Knight, but the fake orchestra used in Black Knight sounds real. The fake instruments used in Unleashed and Colors are mind-numbingly bad. It's like the melodies.
You're such a snob, Gareth.
I don't understand how in Colors they sound like in Black Knight the orchestra sounds relatively realistic, and then in Unleashed it sounds like bad cartoon music.
Shut the fuck up.
It does. Fucking terrible.
I can't believe you can even sit there and bitch about Dark Gaia Perfect Form. It's such a good song.
I'll agree with that. Actually, I do like
the melodies themselves are amazing. It's just it's kind of like when people talk about Sonic 4. So a lot of people say like Sonic 4 episode 1. The melodies are nice, but the sound fonts June used are bad. That's how I feel. I feel certainly about certain tracks in Unleashed and the cutscene music in Unleashed and College. Musically, a lot of them are fantastic. It's just the fake orchestra sounds so fake. It's bad.
Gav, you're comparing fake sounding trumpets and strings to dying cats. Get some perspective.
Shit! Stop stealing jokes from Retro, dude.
Speaking of Retro, they are going to get a little bit of discussion later on in the show, but not in relation to Sonic 2 HD. That's going to be a different topic, but...
Oh, you hypocritical bastards.
That's going to be the sum up of the topic. No. Actually, we do have quite a bit to talk about in terms of Sonic 2 HD, considering I'm sure a lot of us have played it by now, but on a side note, this is very, very interesting news. Apparently, at one point, shortly after Sonic Triple Trouble was released on the 3DS, believe it was on its debut week or the week after, they actually topped the 3DS eShop charts.
You know why, don't you? You know why?
Because
no one downloads anything from there. It's such a fucking awful system to use.
Well, it's Nintendo with doing something online. Of course, it's gonna suck.
Exactly. If I turn around and said they could turn around and say Sonic Labyrinth is coming to the 3DS, and people will still buy it, download it because it's still Sonic, and then they'll turn around and bitch and go, "Why did I spend money on this?"
The fools.
But yeah,
well, they'll learn, won't they?
I think the main what I think was most remarkable about the charting in the first place is what it actually beat for that week. They actually beat Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins.
What? Game's awesome.
And the original Super Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, it beat both of them in the same week and top number 1.
What is the matter with the people who own 3DSs? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I mean, I know it's been a few months since Generations, but Jesus Christ, control yourselves.
I know the Game Gear was that, mediocre and that obscure, but wow.
Yeah, but I mean, when the last time that we've had all the Game Gear games was DX, all in one package.
Yeah.
Game Gear game, laugh.
LOL.
That's still my favourite quote from anything. Just Izuka going, Game Gear games, LOL.
I hate him for that just because he's like by proxy insulting the Master System. It's like, you bastard.
But yeah, I love how Sonic is really beginning to take off once again. I mean, with all that's going on. I mean, not counting what happened with Sega earlier this week, but I mean, this past week. But I mean, it's something. I mean, they're getting there. Sega's making a comeback with Sonic, and that's fantastic.
Was it any surprise?
It's nice, yeah.
It's not a surprise. I mean, the only again, this is something I've raised on many streams, is that in the West, you've only got so many big names that Sega will make money off, which is Sonic, Football Manager, Total War, Aliens, and Total War games are released with many, many bugs. Football Manager is just Football Manager and is just gay to the nth level because it's football. Aliens, the Alien games are fucking awful, and Sonic is Sonic. So
I love how you're like, yeah, Football Manager is gay. It's about football. Now back to talking about Cartoon Blue Hedgehog.
I have no witty comeback for that. But the point remains is that those are the big major Sega revenue streams in the West. I mean, everybody can scream how much they want the next Shenmue or the next Jet Set Radio. They won't sell well. They just won't sell well compared to the other franchises.
I'm just glad that Sega's starting to get somewhere with Sonic. I mean, it's good to see. I don't think they're ever gonna have that peak they had in the '90s, but I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. And as long as they keep making good games like they've been making lately, that's good with me.
Definitely.
But on that note, I guess we should mention that once again it's April Fool's, because the next topic is all this funny April Fool's news stories we've seen, especially the oh so wonderful montage of news stories that were posted on TSSC earlier today. Wait.
You mean the ones they weren't gonna post?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sonic Stadium's news stories were probably the best. I mean, especially the one with Big was probably the funniest, because people, I could see it being convincing. I mean, if it were posted on any other day, there would be no doubt about it. Everyone would have believed it. It's just the fact that it's hard to really get a serious story. Like, it's difficult to actually fool people with a story like that, just simply because it's April Fool's Day.
And the problem with that is they tend to aim too high and make it completely unbelievable. Whereas if you'd say, like, Tails is getting his own new game, that might be plausible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know whether they would have made it so. It would have been like. It reminds me of what TSC did with that whole Sat AM story. They actually got screenshots to make it sound like, oh, it's actually plausible. I mean, they put a little bit more effort into their news stories, and whereas Sonic, the Sonic Stadium news stories here, it just seems to me like they just found random pictures and just typed up an article, and that's an April Fool's story.
Well, I'll be honest, that the Sonic plushie found by a tribe I thought was fucking stupid. Like, I was just looking at that going, this is just stupid. Like, whoever wrote that, you wasted 20 minutes of your life. Congratulations. And you just made me waste 2 minutes reading it. I hate you for life.
Yeah, but Gareth, you hate everyone, regardless of whether it's a good article or not.
I hate everyone.
Sonic Colours too, you fucking asshole.
Exactly. I hate everyone regardless of age, colour, race, or gender. I just hate the whole world. But this guy, in particular, I hate because he made me waste 2 minutes of my life reading this stupid article.
Yeah.
For reference, that was Hogfather.
That bastard.
Rad bastard.
Although just looking at to go quickly off tangent for just 2 seconds on the Big story, there's that image of Big, a picture of Big in sandals, and it just reminds me, and it freaks me out, the fact that Sonic characters don't have toes.
Oh my god, I'm
Like
looking at it now.
Sonic characters don't. Like there's an image from SA1 where it's like Tails like in sandals with like an ice cream, and his feet are just a yellow brick. Sonic characters don't have toes, which makes no sense.
Do you realise those are just giant purple socks? Yeah.
I don't think so.
Big the cat.
Nightmare,
Big the cat is exactly like C3PO. It is a midget on stilts and a suit.
Well, the thing is, if that really is, those really are socks, then Big has the worst fashion sense. Who wears socks with sandals? Honestly, the belt's a nice touch. I even like the gloves, but socks with sandals, please. Especially purple socks with yellow with brown sandals. You fashion nightmare.
Oh come on, it's Big.
I'll give them like an A for trying. I mean, I suppose they did try. I mean, there's no harm in it. I just wish they had put more effort into the stories, but then again, I don't know. I mean, it would have been nice if Sonic Stadium did make better stories. Hell, it would have been nice if they just went and did what they did last year and turned the whole site into some kind of parody of a show or something.
The best one they did was the Chuckle Brothers one. that was immense.
Chuckle Stadium.
The Chuckle Brothers Stadium.
I believe that was last year's actually.
No, I thought last year's was the big stadium.
I think that was the year before that. I want to say it was the year before that, but for all I know, it probably was. No, it was Chuckle Brothers last year, because I remember vaguely, but I believe it was a big one that was the year before that in 2010. I believe. I could be wrong, and I have been wrong before, but many times. But it doesn't matter. It was a funny moment. Who the fuck cares when it was done? It was done.
And that's that.
Yeah. I don't really. I'm kind of surprised at how few news stories actually came out, but I suppose we had TSSC News to blame for that, considering they had nothing to put up. Because
Well, if you read their articles when they because of what happened with Sega, in one of their stories they actually said they did have like stuff planned for April Fools, but they thought based on what had happened, they thought it would be in, I guess, poor taste to like upload jokes, I guess, for some reason, which I can kind of understand there, to be honest with you.
let's put it this much: people got angry at the Sonic Show for bringing Mario into the damn show, and then I don't see how people are gonna like. I could totally see Tristan's view on it, and after seeing what happened with the Sonic Show's prank earlier, I can see his point a bit more now, because like people's just
Sorry, no. I don't. Well, the Sonic Show is completely different because that was just people being a bunch of idiots. But Tristan's reasons for not posting his April Fools, I didn't agree with. That's me personally.
Because Jay has no heart.
Whatever, like, it's obviously bad what's happened with Sega and everything, but it doesn't mean you can't have a laugh. Sega did themselves, and they don't care apparently.
To be fair, the only logical reason I thought that they wouldn't do it would be mainly because they were going to poke fun at the CMs, like the CMs did at the community on that Sonic 4 update a few weeks back. But that would be about the only reason why I think he would have lifted anything. The ones he said he was going to post today didn't seem at all anything.
Yeah. Speaking of the Sega layoff, that is pretty much what the next topic is that pretty much Sega kind of imploded from within a little. And everyone started, it got chaotic, I guess, and people started getting rumors, that Aaron was fired, that, he was laid off, that Sega of America as a whole was shut down, and it got pretty odd at times. Like, the rumors were really just running rampant because no one knew what the hell was going on until, like, recently. I think, I forget who it was that clarified it, but, they did say that people like Aaron and Ken were still on the team, but either way, it is unfortunate how many employees were moved by this restructuring.
It is a shame, but that's how things are at the moment, unfortunately. But that's not just Sega, is it? It's just a bit of an awkward one. And then, of course, no one's going to be happy with news like that, and I'm sure they all think that a lot of people think, oh no, it's the end of Sega, but
it won't.
They've got, money's obviously harder to come by, and they've got to cut their costs, so they've got to cut out all the fat, which a lot of these companies have built up over the years.
I mean, it is also unfortunate that all the games, all the games they've been... We don't even know what games are going to be done, what games aren't, but we already know that Sonic himself is going to still be around. His franchise is not being really changed from this. But I'll just put it bluntly, Mighty might be alone, but Sonic won't be. If that's the best way of putting it. And those who've seen Mighty's Alone video from the Sonic Show will know what I mean. Get the joke, but yeah. I mean, I believe they did confirm the Aliens franchise was also going to be saved, and I believe there was another one too.
Football Manager.
Football Manager.
Football Manager, Total War. Basically, Football Manager, Total War, and Aliens are done by outside companies that are part of Sega, but they're made externally. So, they're part of the actual companies that Sega won't touch and just fire people from. So they're all going to be safe. Stuff like that.
Yeah. The one question I have is, what is going to happen to Jet Set Radio HD?
Nothing. It'll just
nothing.
They just got to re-release it.
Well, games that are already finished will still get done. It's just like, say, like some of the lower end games that are in production might get shut down.
You may find that Sega will start leaning more towards re-releasing old content than actually investing in new IPs.
Yep.
You mean
Which to be fair, that's pretty much what they do now.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, but Sega really needs to make sure they get a handle on how to do downloadable content
And make it good. You know, so I wouldn't be, because you know, like they already have all the classics out for download, but let's be honest, all those, with the exception of Sonic CD, all those ports suck. So well,
the hell was that?
You just
I think,
that's somebody mentioning that Sonic CD port is rawr.
Raw. Can you quantify that in terms a human could understand?
Yeah. What's wrong with the Sonic? I mean, I'm not a fan of the game, but you know,
Right, no. Sonic CD is my game. In the last span of the last 12 months, they've fucked over any part it's due in the actual game series. So
how so?
They made it canon with quotation marks with Sonic 4, which fucks that over straight away.
The thing with that is though is that they've said CD is being used as a prequel to 4 in the sense that the events of CD are referenced in 4, but they've gone on record as saying that CD still has no locked place in the timeline. So you know
that's not exactly, because what does that then mean? Does that mean that Heroes with an actual focus back on Metal Slug, does that mean that's an epilogue to Sonic 4? You can't turn around and say that and expect there not to be a reaction from anyone. It's bullshit.
Well, see, I don't have a big problem with that, because they're not exactly. Well, they're saying CD is a prequel, just in the sense of the fact that, you know, Sonic 4 reference, the fact that Metal's back, and apparently in episode 2 the Little Planet has returned. But I mean, this is just me. But I'm not. I mean, a lot of it is just down to marketing. You know, it's like in the re-release trailer, they were like, you know, see where the Sonic 4 saga began. Sonic CD coming to mobile devices, PlayStation Network, and Xbox Live. I love the fact that they got the professor from the Powerpuff Girls to narrate the Sonic CD launch trailer. It's fucking fantastic.
Tom Kane was that?
Tom Kane. Wow, that's just amazing. But again, like I know when they first announced that, a lot of people thought that they were saying that CD happens after 3 and K. Which
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is the fact that they're specifically, they didn't have to turn around and say, and because they wanted it to tie into Sonic 4, release it on that point. They didn't have to turn around and say, Sonic CD is now the official prequel to this. They could have just turned around and gone, here is Sonic CD, it's an amazing game, and have it. Not, here is Sonic CD, it's now a prequel to this series that you guys have been buying, we pushed so hard, and we want to sell even more copies of.
It smacks a bit of desperation, to be honest.
Well, again, I love it. I mean, they've even admitted as such that tying it in with you know, it really is just a marketing ploy. But Pete, let's be fair, they can't really come out and just say, you know, buy Sonic CD because it's an amazing game, because that would be a lie.
My name is Alice Shipley.
Debatable.
I think
he's
vastly overrated. I think CD's vastly overrated.
No, don't get me wrong. I think it's overrated, but it's my personal favourite of the series. You know, everybody's got their own personal favourite. But then there are people that want Knuckles Chaotix released, and that's a far much higher overrated game, and it's shit to boot.
Yeah.
Well, I've never actually met any fans who rave about Chaotix. I've met people who say it's okay, but I've never met anyone who's like, it's the best game ever.
I'll be happy if there's an awesome Chaotix game, and then that'll be Knuckles Chaotix 2.
Oh yeah, crocodile.
But no, I mean the other things, I mean, that piss me off about the CD is that it's way too Americanized. way too Americanized. It's you get the whole thing about the whole soundtrack thing where where it was originally going to be. It was originally only going to have the EU/Japanese soundtrack in it, and it hasn't even got the vocal soundtracks for the Japanese side on it anyway.
Well,
I can understand that due to the licensing issues because the guy that wrote it is dead. I can understand that, but it's the fact that they went to massive lengths saying how they were going to have massive issues getting the US soundtrack, and it's fine, even though that when it comes down to the Japanese soundtrack itself, they re-released both vocal tracks on the best of Sonic songs, and I believe that you can find the vocal tracks on the Sonic CD soundtrack that was released at the same time this year as well.
Well, from what I've read in terms of the licensing, they have the right to use the song for stuff like soundtracks and re-releases of the game. So say on Gems Collection, I believe the Japanese version of Gems Collection may have had that, but because this new version of CD, it's technically a new game. Because it has been built from the ground up. Because it's technically a new game, the license they had for the songs to Sonic You Can Do Anything and Cosmic Eternity don't allow Sega to use them in new games, which is, as far from what I've read, that's why they had problems with it. It sucks. I mean, it sucks, but I think Sega will probably just make sure that. Well, I think that's a problem people with like Bentley Jones have had with working with Sega, is that they'll do a song for Sega, then Sega just owns it 100% from now on.
But that's been the massive problem with working with Sega in terms of soundtracks for a very long time. And I mean, I think that's why Cash Cash is on board with them, because they've taken up the slot that Bentley had.
Yeah,
and because they're doing it and they're fine with working with Sega on this sort of thing, and Jun more specifically, and I think that's why Jun likes working back with Cash Cash. But it still irates me, massively irates me. But there we go.
Commander Zacton, I do see your question, but you probably don't have a point in posting Super Mario Bros. Z Episode 9 preview, because it's going to stay a preview permanently.
Yeah. There's no Super Mario Bros. Z anymore.
Yeah.
And that Episode 1 preview is 2 minutes of talking. There's nothing in it. It's just supposition for what would have happened in that episode.
But you get to see Luigi in a Tanuki suit, which is badass.
Yeah, but if you want to see Luigi in a Tanuki suit, go and watch Episode 8, where he's in it for the majority of the episode and is even more badass.
I'll be honest with you, I've seen all the episodes, but I don't remember most of what happens in any of them.
Episode 8 is the one where they take the fight to go rescue the princess, and Sonic gets a fire flower and goes, "Fire, Sonic."
Oh yeah, that's badass.
Yeah, it was. But no, Super Mario Bros. Z,
it's done.
It's done. To be fair, Alvin Earthworm has pretty much been on the wire with doing it ever since the end of episode 6 or 7. He wanted to finish it a long time ago, and the fact that he continued on as much as he did was a big thing. But everybody grows out of stuff they love. He's been doing it for a very long time, and it was just time for him to move on.
I mean, he tried to keep it going as long as he could, but the fact is that he didn't have the interest anymore. He thought of it as a chore rather than a love of his, And
again, it's something that we said back on the Sonic Show stream. The minute it doesn't become fun anymore is the minute you should stop doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's done.
I mean, by not having fun with what you're doing, it's gonna rub off on your show. I mean, and it showed where how long it took for him to even get to an episode. That's how it rubbed off that way. How much he continuously lost interest, and the lack of updates really showed that. In my opinion, I mean, but it happens. I mean, things like this happen. I honestly wasn't surprised by the news. I figured it was going to happen at some point.
It was bound to happen eventually. Now, more than anything else, is bound to happen. I mean, it's nice that he's actually released the preview of what he's actually done. I mean, just so people can see that he'd done something, but he just needed to move on. It happens.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing you can do about it. It's just like how we're going to be moving on from the Sonic shorts. It's become really difficult to do them because we're all constantly dealing with life
Busy.
and among other things. But we do have plans of making this last volume the best one. And I will say this much: it's not going to be like Volume 7 where it was kind of just wax. Yeah, the people we had shorts for, they're going to be in that volume. It's not going to be a wax only volume this time. Wax considers it more of a mini volume, really, but it's kind of the same.
There wasn't anything wrong with episode 7 either, though. To be fair.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really our fault. It was just we kind of didn't have anything to do, and we did want to give you guys, you know, something you could look at for the time being until we could get Volume 8 up. So that's where Volume 7 came in.
We'll post pictures of naked chicks next time.
Oh no! Oh, we saw Pokemon Snap Triple X earlier. Oh my god!
Sounds badass.
It's really not.
The only real nakedness that's actually been seen on the Sonic shorts is Eggman. Moving on.
That's right. Sorry for FTA there.
Exactly.
We all know you're a big fan of naked dancing Eggman.
Naked's naked. I don't give a shit what it is. As long as it's naked, I'll find a way to masturbate to it.
Right.
You must look at Jay's avatar way too often.
Oh yeah. I pretty much just go on the stadium's message board, just look at I just go on Jay's profile, look at his picture. Just I just scroll through Jay's pictures on Facebook and just look at all the weird shit he uploads.
Is that does that happen during rave parties that I know have happened in the past?
It happens during sweet rave parties.
I remember the last one that happened. I believe that was when was it? I think a couple months ago or so.
Yeah, I keep meaning to bring back the sweet rave parties. They're pretty funny. That time, I remember that because you and me were up to like fucking 6 in the morning. I remember thinking this is like the greatest idea in the history of the universe.
It gradually descended into like chaos.
No, literally, I left the stream on. I went to bed and I woke up and I looked at it and my first thought was just, what the fuck was I thinking? It's like the stupidest thing in the world. Fucking badass sweet rave parties. Just play Speed Highway Classic on loop for 6 hours. Just with random flashing lights and shit going, sweet rave party.
But yeah, I do try to attend as many live streams of HellfireComms as I can, and I mean, it depends on what I'm doing at the time, but if I'm bored, need something to look at, and I generally like to, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but whenever I'm watching a Let's Play or someone playing a game, I always like to eat to it. I don't know why.
Well, it's new videos to watch and whatnot. It's like a TV show, basically.
Yeah, it's amusing. It just gives me something to eat to for God knows why.
Yeah.
But then again, I eat to everything, so including this show. So
I mean, right now, in fact.
Actually, I'm having a drink, but if it doesn't count, but still, it's a.
Doesn't it?
I think I drink more shit than eat, but yeah. But I do believe I kind of like what this next topic is, with it being that God, I'm gonna have a fun time saying this. Waku Waku Sonic Patrol Car. Apparently, we finally have seen footage of it for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Is this the pachinko machine?
It was that car machine from arcade.
Ah.
Yeah, we finally got our first footage of it for the very first time.
Nice.
And not a single fuck was given that day.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
pretty much. Like, it reminds me of like a Cosmo Sonic Fighter, I believe it was, when it was released last year. Footage of that. I hardly even remember it because I don't think anyone cared. Like, it's still a nice touch. I mean, it's a nice little treasure to add to the collection, but not something anyone will go gaga over. But other than that, I think the best game of all time will probably be Sega's Bash Fishing of the Dead.
Amazing.
Best game of all time, right there.
They should totally make that into a real game.
Game of the year. I mean, in case anyone doesn't realize, it was an April Fool's joke, unfortunately, but it was fun. I mean, to see the trailer for it, I guess you could say, and the announcement. But it's a cool game. I mean, it would have been cool if it were real. I mean, God knows why, but it would have been cool.
If Sega cared about their fans, they'd make it. Those bastards.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, the other big pranks that happened within the Sonic community were, of course, the Sonic shows. Big prank that went over perfectly.
What was this? Was this the prank of actually uploading decent content?
Oh snap!
Oh snap, son!
I can promise you, I will never do that ever.
Well played, good sir. Hey, that includes my content, you bastard.
I tip my hat to you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Kevin was there. Kevin, I'm gonna get his last name right. Kevin Eva was there for the at one point during the stream, but as I said, he kind of had stuff to deal with, including his computer being a pile of shit. But I'm sure he'll be able to take care of it. I mean, he was able to get back online. So he's probably enjoying his wrestling right now.
He'll be fine in a week. He just needs a new hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be fine. But other than that, we also got the glory of seeing Radio Xbox from Radio Sega.
As well as what was it? Radio Nintendo turned into Radio Pony as well. Fucking hell!
Damn ponies!
Fucking bronies!
Yeah,
so aggressive with that fucking bronies. I just want to hit him in the face.
Well, yeah. If you're a brony, you don't deserve life. Simple there.
Wow.
That's a little bit harsh.
It's not harsh enough, Pete.
It's like what I mentioned. I think I mentioned in the interview last night with Pete. I have no problem. Some of us on Sonic Paradox do support the show, but we don't force it on anyone.
No, my problem stems from it is that I don't understand why it's so as popular as it is, let alone with guys, when all it really is a bloody flash animation.
Well, I mean,
it's
a matter of opinion, but
what was that?
Jay just goes like, I don't understand why so many people like it. It's a bloody flash animation, and then Jay just goes like, Sonic Paradox.
That's probably the same reason why the first few volumes ended up being so popular, I guess. They were flash animations that people somehow liked, but I mean, I don't have any problem with anyone not liking the show. It's fine with me.
Because I never like to criticize something about watching it. So I watched the first episode. Wasn't the worst thing I'd ever seen. I didn't think it was amazing. It was just average to me, the first episode. So again, I have no problem with people who enjoy it. If you enjoy it, that's awesome. I'm sure there are people who look at the fact that we enjoy Sonic and are just like, that's lame. Everything's subjective, but I think it's what Donnie said. It was just people who got a forums. For some reason, a lot of Sonic forums got overrun with ponies. I know for a while FTCR, the forum, there was just ponies everywhere.
Yeah, it's the same on SSMB. I think a great deal of it is it's just anthropomorphic. Just coloured animals, more coloured animals, and it's all fucking coloured animals.
I remember at SOS there was a guy with was a T-shirt with like half the face was Sonic,
And half the face of them.
was Rainbow Dash, and
You actually know the name of it? Get out.
And it because they're both fast out of their well.
yeah. And I believe someone was telling me it might have been Dreadnoughts was telling me that like that person went up to Eugene Acker, and like Eugene Acker was like asking about like what Rainbow Dash was, and apparently Dreadnoughts were just like, oh god, kill me now.
Well, you know Phil Vija Sims.
I know of him. I haven't actually met him personally.
Him and a couple of the other guys are going over to the PonyCon in June.
There's a PonyCon.
But for the grace of God.
Yeah, it's a really big fucking thing as well. I mean, they've got John Delancey and everything else there.
Wow, I don't know who that is.
John Delancey is Q from The Next Generation.
Ah, that guy. Okay, yeah. I do know who that is.
Where is this taking place?
New Jersey.
They're flying over to New Jersey. Nice.
Yeah. Oh no, they're going to New York, spending a week in New York and going to New Jersey for the con for a weekend.
Okay. If Tara Strong, if Tara Strong was there, I'd fly out for that. She's a babe.
I'd say it's sad, but I know people flying over to America to go to Sonic Boom, so same principle.
Sonic Boom. I hope that goes well. I hear good things are gonna happen. Like Crush 40's supposed to show up, and even Cash Cash is supposed to make an appearance. I don't know how that's gonna go, but
Do some miming.
I'm hoping to go. If I'm in the country, then I ordered a ticket.
I thought you were going to be. Oh no, was it the week before or the week after?
Well,
I always get confused.
My wedding would be, what date is Boom taking place on?
Boom is not the 7th, not the 14th, 21st.
21st.
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's.
I'm sure it's the 21st. I'm quite sure it's 2 weeks between SOS and Boom. I think it is.
Because what SOS is the when's SOS?
7th.
July or something. Yeah.
7th.
July
Okay. Okay then. See. Okay, yeah. Well,
So I know your wedding's somewhere.
1st of July. If things all go according to plan, my wedding will be on July 1st. I've ordered a ticket for Boom, and a friend of mine, he's ordered a ticket. And if I'm in the country and it's doable, we're gonna fly out and visit Boom, which hopefully should be good. Because unfortunately, I gotta miss SOS this year.
Yeah.
No. And it's gonna be the first one I've missed, and I'm not happy about it.
I mean, it's alright. I mean, we all have, things that get in the way. I mean, it happens. I mean, like, I really wish I could attend Sonic Boom and Summer Sonic, but I'm unable to. But, I mean, it happens. I mean...
It's alright, it's alright. We'll start our own Sonic the Hedgehog convention with blackjacks and hookers. In fact, forget the blackjack and the hookers. Screw the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean... Summer Sonic sounds pretty damn interesting too. I mean, there's not really much known about it, but the way it's sounding.
If you look at it compared to last year, if Boom does more this year than just being a publicity event, it has enough right to stand on its own.
Yeah.
All it was last year was just a massive publicity event. They held it at E3, and the majority of the people there were journalists.
True.
I mean, there was a lot of call for a lot of Sonic fans that wanted to go, but couldn't because they'd given a lot more stuff to journalists. So if they do, pardon me, if they do more than just make it a journalist event and try to go along the lines of being a community event, which obviously with SOA going the way it has done might completely change, but who knows? They definitely need to do more than be a journo event though.
I will say though, the one thing that Boom had over SOS was that they sold alcohol, which makes everything just go better.
Yeah.
Which see, I bet the reason why they served alcohol was because they knew Cash would be performing live. Like, oh fuck, we gotta do something to make them sound good. Give them free booze.
But there just wasn't enough booze.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
There's not enough booze in the world.
There's not enough booze in the world to make Cash sound good live. Unfortunately.
Is there ever enough booze in the world?
Yep.
Good point.
But
To alcohol, cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
I do believe though. I don't know if anyone noticed yet, but there was a prank Sonic Retro did too.
Oh yeah.
I heard about it.
They just used a forum code. That's all they did.
What happened?
They just took the front page of their forums down from what it sounds like and just green screened it. Just put up a code saying reload the forums, blah blah blah.
We did that we didn't do anything this year because both me and Torch were busy, but last year on April Fools we did something on our forum which meant that anything you typed came out as blah 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 blah.
And I still think that's stupid, because what's the point of doing an April Fool's prank if no one can discuss it?
Because we hate the world and everything in it.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought it was just you.
No, well, no, me, Torch isn't there yet, but I'm slowly beating him down to where he will.
You are.
Yeah, to where he will share my views on the fact that I hate the world and everything in it.
You guys are starting a following of sorts.
We're starting a cult. We're gonna be like Scientology, only not entirely shit.
Don't say that. He's the cult of FTA. Oh my god, that just sounds wrong in thinking about it.
That's gonna be fantastic. We're just gonna. I'm just gonna train a bunch of people to hate the world and troll Tom. It's gonna be the greatest cult. It's gonna be the greatest cult in the world. We'll just get like 6,000 people just to stand in one spot and just look into a camera to go, "Hello, I'm NTom64." It'd be genius.
You mean just an extension of that bloody Sonic meet back in February last year?
I've done that twice now.
There.
I've gotten 2 videos of people doing that. It's fantastic. The best thing though is that I had it on YouTube, but I took it down because when I met Jason Griffith, I had to record a bunch of promos.
Yeah, I saw that.
For different people, and like and Tom, I'll be completely honest. I have it on camera. We asked Jason to do it for HellfireComms, and then it was actually Steven, and I have this on camera. It was Steven who said, "Can you say NTom64 sucks?" And so we have a video of Jason Griffith going, "Hi, my name is Jason Griffith, voice of Sonic Shadow." I know, but it's just I took it there because he thought I think there was some kind of miscommunication because he thought we would just show you it and it wouldn't go online. We never.
I did see the comment. Didn't someone point it out? And Jason was like, "I didn't realise this was going to go online. I thought it was a private thing, and you had to take it down."
Yeah. We never said it would be a private thing. We never, we just asked him to do it, and he seemed happy with it. So obviously, he must have just assumed that because he's saying, you suck in it, that it would just be a private thing. Which is, as soon as I saw that from him, I took it down because I don't want him, thinking that we're screwing him around. But that was so me and Steven were laughing about that for so long.
No, I love that. That made me so happy.
I know, man. Jason Griffith saying you suck. It's hilarious.
He was so kind about it as well. NTom64, he was like, "You suck, I guess." That's all there is to it.
The thing about that though is that Jason was a really fun guy, but if you watch pretty much, because I had him film promos for like 7 different places, he doesn't really smile in any of them. The only one he smiles in is the one where he goes, "NTom64, you suck." And then he has like this big grin on his face. He's like, "Tra-la-la-la-la."
Well, I'm glad I could grant happiness into his life.
I know, it's fantastic.
But I'm sure you guys haven't really been aware of well, I'm pretty sure you're aware of it, but apparently First 4 Figures has got a modern Sonic statue in the future.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Their statues look good, but they're horribly overpriced for what you get for it.
You think that's bad, mate? You should see more of the American statues. I mean, the first for figure stuff. I mean, even though it's only Sonic, they charge about $220-ish. I've seen some of the more. If you look at, say, any of the Marvel or the Blizzard or the DC, any of the really big names, you'll see the same sort of thing made from a lower residue, and they'll go for $300 plus.
It's just I don't understand. Like, why would you pay that much money for that? For it's just
Because his feet light up.
the thing about that though is that most people would say that as a joke. I know for a fact Jay's been 100% serious. As like, speak like, oh, you idiot! Why else wouldn't you buy it for?
I will pay the extra $100 for the light up version. Yeah.
And that's
Okay,
why we
that's
love
so
you.
many ways.
And that's why we love you for shooting crazy shit like that.
I did actually pre-order one, and it got declined. Literally ran out. Like I'm never buy. That was by chance. Never buying one ever again.
Forever alone.
Yeah, I'm running out of shelf space. I've got Super and Metal next to each other. Knuckles and Tails on the way this year. Something from the US, Blizzard
How do you
related.
pay rent?
How do I pay rent? I don't.
That's fine. Yeah.
I can just see how that goes. Just the Pete going like his line goes, Peter, you owe some rent, and Pete's just like, nope, close the door.
A man
Nope.
living in a box on the
I'm living in a box made of First for Figures boxes with a bed made of
plushies.
plushies. No, is a styrofoam. A bed made of styrofoam and a house made of cardboard.
But the good thing is, so long as the batteries last, you can use that light up thing as a lamp.
I bet T-Bird sleeps in a bed of plushies.
T-Bird sleeps in that with that stupid 6-foot Sonic statue he bought from like Game Station.
That's badass. That statue is pretty sweet. I won't lie.
I have the 6-foot Sonic plushie, and it now lives in the attic because frequently it used to live on top of the stairs and scare the shit out of me in the morning when I got out of bed.
Jay, I'll be honest with you. When you started off that sentence with "I have a 6 foot," there,
Yeah.
I was a bit nervous about what you're going to say, mate. You know.
It all went well in the end. It's fine.
I'm sure it did.
But yeah, I don't know. Should we really hope that they have another statue in the future? Because I can see.
They're going to do the modern ones now, aren't they? Get a modern Tails and modern Knuckles.
The
and modern
problem is
Knuckles.
that they've turned around and said the modern line is a different line, so that if you've already basically reserved a set number with your classic statue line, you have to now reserve another new one as a new line with the modern ones. So if who knows if they're going to continue the classic ones after Tails. But I mean, there's only going to be so much they can actually redo.
Who else
you know?
could they do?
Well, everybody still wants a classic Eggman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the only way they'll get a classic Eggman is if they do him in his old Eggomatic type thing, which would be fucking amazing. Because that would be really damn good if they could
I'll tell
get
you what
that.
I want, and it's not really a statue per se. I always wanted like models or toys of Eggman's machines, like from Adventure, the Egg
Yeah.
Viper one.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Well,
Yep.
for the 20th, the Egg Viper would actually be pretty cool. Yeah.
See, now you want it. I put the idea in your head.
I want the Eggomatic from Green Hill Zone with the ball chain.
Oh hell yeah!
Well, that'd be pretty good. But no, it's not that hard to do. I mean, well, I say it's not that hard to do. Why haven't you done it yet, then, you stupid idiot?
I'm making one while we're recording this podcast.
If they could, you could probably get a company that would actually look at doing like resin statues of these things.
Yeah.
It could be done. It's just, there needs to be a company that's willing to go out on a limb and say, can we make enough money from doing this?
I just hope that they don't, overdo it and with the statues that,
They will, because with the modern line it gives access to everything we've had since adventure. So we'll see a Shadow, we'll see a Rouge. Will we see a Big the Cat with a glow-up belt and a stupid frog?
Let's be honest. I think we're all just waiting for Charmy B. When we get Charmy B, I can die a happy man.
So we can throw it out the window.
Yeah, you'd be one of those guys that does it with like buys an iPad and uses it as a skateboard, wouldn't you? Just buy a Charmy B and see how far it can actually fly.
I would buy a Charmy B and then I would beat furries to death with it. Just for the lows.
Would you get a bit of a buzz from doing that, girl?
Oh God!
You're first on the list. It's my list of Charmy B statue kills. It's just there's just two entries. One Entom, and then underneath him just all furries.
Well, thank you for separating me from the furries.
Just make sure you record it and stick it on YouTube, yeah.
the untimely death of NTom64. Just me battering you over the head.
Battering him off. Good choice of words.
Over the head with a statue. just repeating the word. It's just giving you a buzz. It's just giving you a buzz. It's just giving you a buzz.
Why am I getting beaten by the bee, Jesus?
Why the fuck am I getting killed by a bee, Jesus? And then after you're dead, I thought somebody to go, Rector.
Oh yeah, paralysis.
Oh yeah, death. Fuck. No, I just saw the stupidest stuff. You know that the amazing hipster Spider-Man Facebook channel.
Yeah.
He just uploaded a status that says gay people are gay.
That is true.
It's like the stupidest thing in the world.
You're so easily pleased, girl.
I love that stuff. It's hilarious. Gay people are gay.
But apparently, I don't know what the chat's doing right now, but they're apparently going on and on and on about HellfireComms and Shadow the Hedgehog game. For one thing, I highly recommend never ever tell HellfireComms what they should play. They'll play They will play what they want when they want, pretty much.
Yeah, that's not a joke either. I'll track you down just like FDA, but I'll beat you up with a vector statue.
They'll play what they want when they want. When they want to play Shadow the Hedgehog, if they want to play Shadow the Hedgehog, they'll say, "Hey, we're gonna do Shadow the Hedgehog commentary eventually. In the future on this day, so and so." They'll say that if they want to do that, but they're not going to do it just because you want them to.
It's okay, dude. Chill.
Yeah.
Except now we are going to just to spite what Donnie said.
Yeah.
Because everyone loves to be just that. I say this is gonna happen, then oh hey, hello, it's happening.
Called it.
Yep.
I hate when people in retro say that. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Called it.
Yeah, just when they're typing, it's like, oh, I bet this is gonna happen. Calling it now, and then if by some coincidence it happens to it, they're like, yep, I totally called that. It's thanks to me that happened. Called it. It's like, oh.
So it's going to be blue in the next game. Oh, what do you know? Called it. Who called it?
Wow, Popple has been killed by Entom 4 times. Really?
Oh, you're persistent, I'll give you that.
That is persistence.
So did you kill that guy with the vector statue?
Yeah, it was like, started out with SBO because he's clearly ready to go, so I went with him first. Then I got like Vector, Charmy, Mighty, but that one was pretty hard to find.
No, Tom, you always start with Charmy because Charmy's thing is dishing out first sting.
Yeah, I see what you did there, yeah.
But just please tell me that when you were killing him, as you were smacking him over the head with the Vector statue, you were just saying, "Press the X button to slide! Press the X button to slide!"
No, I was screaming, "Find the computer room," so they go after you instead of me.
No, but if you're killing him, what's the point? That's redundant.
I get a thrill out of it,
He
I
can
guess.
haunt you then, can't he? Come back as a ghost and just haunt your ass.
The last thing he hears is "Find the computer room." It'll search up you on the, I don't know, YouTube of the afterlife and find Human Torch.
I'm going to quickly address what Wolf Bunny asked me in the on Twitter. There's not going to be a Q&A episode, at least not right now. Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Why? I don't. What? The only Q&A I'm aware of is AUK's Q&A AUK section on Radio Redux, but other than that, unless you count the interview that took place last night, which was more of an interview than a Q&A, no, there's not going to be a Q&A from me anytime soon, if ever, because, you know, I don't really do that kind of a thing. No offense to anyone who likes Q&As, I just don't do that kind of a thing.
Bender don't bend that way.
Yeah, pretty much. But I may as well clarify that there was one more site that did an April Fool's gag, and that was Sonic Paradox.
Saving the best till last, obviously.
Yeah, because it was obviously the most notable, because no one freaking saw it.
It was the smallest thing ever.
It was.
It wasn't even.
That's what she said.
I will be blunt. It was like, I will be blunt. It was the last second thing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was happening until I read the Skype chat like earlier this morning that it was even happening. So, it happened. We had ideas of what we were gonna do this year, but it never really took off. But in case anyone wants to know what our gag was, if you go to the banner to the Sonic Paradox forums, you will notice that in the Sonic OVA banner, right behind Old Man Owl,
Yeah.
I don't really need to end that with who it is, but
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is
know
that to
that
people that don't frequent the forums that often, anyone would think that that was a standard thing.
yeah, and as I see, Wax just now gave a link to the GIF. That where Tails all shows up behind Old Man Owl, peeking from behind.
Oh yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he actually snuck that into the banner, and it was okay. I mean, it could have been like last year, because I know everyone loves what we did last year. I may as well not mention it, but we did have Pony Paradox last year as a gag for April Fools, because, you know,
Yeah.
everyone loves ponies.
Well, this is what I did for April Fools. Also quite small. I'll post it in the... I can't post it in the chat. I'll post it in Skype, and then one of you can post it to the chat.
Oh, sure.
Make sure you read the video description as well.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah, okay. Oh, Hellfire Misk? How did I not know about this shit? What?
Where is Misk?
I knew about the HellfireComms main channel, and I knew about Hellfire playthroughs.
I love the top comment. I know it's April Fool's, but this literally hurt my soul.
I was particularly proud of this description. Let me just read it off. And for those of you who don't know, I'm describing Nocturne, the theme of The Last World and Sonic Chronicles. The pinnacle of music, Sonic-related or otherwise. Truly sublime and without fault, Nocturne's wistful plinks and heartfelt plonks tell the story of a world crying out for salvation, a world ravaged by the slings and arrows of the inferior melodies of old, daring to deem themselves more worthy than those that followed in their wake. Sonic Chronicles broke new ground with its outstanding usage of Fisher-Price brand xylophones, an instrument so complex that, reportedly, and I'm quite proud of this line, when the great Beethoven first tried to compose using one, he was rendered instantly and permanently deaf. And the soundtrack of Dark Brotherhood shows off the DS's musical capabilities better than any other game on the handheld system. Not only that, but it greatly bested the original version of the track used in Sonic 3 and Knuckles' Death Egg Zone stage, and to this day critics laugh at the assumption of any soundtrack, be it gaming, movie, or otherwise, coming close to rivaling the brilliance of Sonic Chronicles. There have been many tracks in this VG music collection, but honestly, this has to be my favourite. It's just so ... wonderful. I can't think of a more beautifully composed melody, and the notion that it was recorded by someone who was tone deaf is just ludicrous. Pick up the Sonic Chronicles OST today. You won't be disappointed.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant.
Stuff.
And it's funny considering we kind of mentioned Sonic Chronicles early in the show, which is rather fitting, so...
Yeah.
I mean, we all had fun today. It was great April Fools.
It was decent, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what my favorite prank was, but...
Well,
I think Google Maps 8-bit and NES cartridge was
pretty
quite
sweet.
fucking amazing.
That was great. Also, the new Toonami review.
Oh yeah, Toonami returning. That was the ultimate trolling.
And they also actually know, because if you go on Cartoon Network's website, if you go on the feedback section, they've added something for Toonami. So they clearly want to hear what people thought of it.
Wow.
I remember Toonami when it first launched. That shit was amazing.
Do you remember it being on CNX, though, before it span off to its own channel?
What, Cartoon Network? Yeah?
No, the Toonami block first aired on CNX, which was channel 903 on digital, I believe, and then it got its own channel entirely.
I don't remember that. I remember it being on Cartoon Network because I remember the first episode it did was... I remember when they started airing Tenchi Muyo.
Hell yeah.
It was like the first anime I'd ever seen. I was like, this is amazing.
Dude, Outlaw Star. Hell yes.
Oh yeah, Outlaw Star was amazing, but Tenchi Muyo. First anime I ever watched. Sadly sits on my shelf. Oh yeah.
I did like the Toonami thing that Cartoon Network did. That was great. Even bringing back Tom itself, and I don't mean the Tom we have in the call right now. I mean the Tom that was actually in Toonami.
Yeah. You mean Steve Blum?
Yeah, pretty much. I liked what was it? The review of Mass Effect 3 he reviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice touch that they brought him into modern times too, and just recorded everything like new.
Definitely, it was like they're just coming back from when they left off, really.
Yeah, I especially think if they did bring Toonami back, it'd be immensely popular. Like, there's no
Definitely.
question. And
Well, there's a site called Toonami Aftermath, which runs streams as if it were Toonami, and that's got a massive surge in views and hits. From one, someone posted it on Reddit, so obviously that's bound to get a lot of hits, and two, because of the Easter egg, obviously, the April Fools.
Yeah.
yeah, they'd be very. Cartoon Network doesn't know how many viewers they would get if they got Toonami back on the air, and just the fact that I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but they actually do have a new block already called Cartoon Planet, and they brought back Brack and I think it was Zorak from Space Coast as hosts. And
Nice.
They even brought
Space
back,
Ghost, Coast to Coast.
Yep.
I remember that shit. That was amazing.
Yeah, they brought back Zorak and Brack from the show, and they're showing some old cartoon shows. Although if you would consider Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends old,
Yeah.
No.
and Chowder.
Chowder's alright.
I mean,
Well, I don't know. I mean, going back on the April Fool's stuff, I mean, the one that's personally tickled my funny bone today has been the Diablo 3 one. It's not even a Blizzard one itself, it's a fan site one. But obviously, those in the know, they're gearing up Blizzard Diablo 3 to go to like the mainstream consoles, like Xbox and PS3. But a fan site turned around and went, Diablo 3, coming to your Wii. I was like, that's amazing. That's actually going to make people fucking rage. Because it's just outstanding.
it was.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think I'm going to forget this April Fool's anytime soon, although I do kind of wish that YouTube put a better effort in their April Fool's joke, because YouTube's April Fool's jokes are always kind of a highlight for me every April Fool's.
What did they do? They just had a YouTube collection thing, didn't they? Of just get your favourite things burnt onto a DVD this year.
No, if you went onto videos, there was a little button, and if you clicked it, it brought up like a DVD menu.
Alright.
Like, scene selection. There's like 3 scenes, so you could skip through the video, and you could like mute the audio and whatnot.
I like the fact that just the day before, didn't they? On Saturday, they had the whole Earth Hour thing. You could black out YouTube. I was like, I prefer black YouTube to white YouTube. I'm not racist.
Scumbag. Absolute scumbag.
But I mean, it would have been nice if YouTube. I liked their joke last year where they had 1911, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was awesome.
Some of the videos that was seen in that style was just fucking hilarious. It's like videos that were hilarious before just got 10 times more hilarious just because of that joke alone. I don't even know if it's even around anymore. Like, if you can still put in the tag, that would make it work. By now, I'm sure it's not, but I wish YouTube did keep that. It's like, why is it that they can do so well with their damn April Fool's jokes, but when it comes to their damn buffers and the way that videos are uploaded, they can't get that right? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
But then again, this is YouTube we're talking about.
Definitely.
I mean, it's just, you can't really expect anything from YouTube except problems, but were it not for YouTube, the universe would not be in the way it was. It wouldn't be intact, and no.
Definitely. I can't imagine the internet without YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if there were no YouTube, how would the world get by without all those stupid cat videos? I mean, God.
Yeah. And all those
I mean,
stupid commentaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ, if we weren't on YouTube, we'd all be stuck on Vimeo. Fuck that. I ain't going back to that, man.
Those were dark times. Dark times.
It's like being in Vietnam. You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
I suppose I could have distributed the commentaries via emails with very large attachments. Do you want to watch this? No, fuck off. Okay then.
Fair enough.
I mean, as bad as we do rant about YouTube, we kind of need it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of like with other stuff, you know, like Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. I mean, there's some stuff you just can't get away from. It's just, you need it. I mean,
Well, you can. You've actually kind of picked bad examples there. Just
yeah.
don't click on YouTube and don't turn the TV on. You pretty. Like, I know I'm being pedantic, but you really can get by without. Now, if you would have said like oxygen, I'd agree with you. I'm gonna say YouTube and Nickelodeon are things we can pretty well get on.
Try to quit
Yeah.
that harmful oxygen.
You've got to remember, it is America. I mean, all it is cat videos and cartoons over there. So
And
Yeah.
that's why I'm moving over there. It's going to be.
yeah, you're mixing the two. It's just Garfield forever, isn't it?
That'd
Yeah.
be fucking amazing. It's Garfield minus Garfield, the animated series.
Yeah, I mean, but speaking of stuff getting by without, especially without hypocrisy, Sonic 2 HD, anyone?
3 minutes.
Yay!
3 of the most glorious HD minutes of my life.
I haven't played it because a lot of people. Yeah, but that's just because I don't really play fan games, which is nothing against them because I'm sure a lot of them are amazing. I just myself don't play them. But the only thing I'll say, apart from T Loops' amazing music, that guy does amazing.
He is fantastic as T-Lopes.
Is just the hypocrisy of what's the dude's name? Lost, putting in that anti hacking software.
Yeah.
It's like it's an entire game that wouldn't have been made possible if not for the fact that fans went in and hacked through the original code of the Mega Drive games. So the fact that they're releasing a it is just them basically stealing the old game, making it look and sound better, and releasing it as like something new, which I haven't got a problem with. Just the fact that they're trying to. Apparently, it's just him though. It's just Lost who's trying to stop anyone from looking at his code. I just find it extremely hypocritical, and he needs to be hit on the head with a brick.
What is the secret of life buried in that code or some shit?
Exactly.
I mean, on a flip side of arguing, I mean, this is what I'd like HD remakes of games to be. I know, reworked from the ground up with original code. I mean, can you imagine if instead of what we get as a HD remake these days of upped polygon count made into widescreen on games, and they actually spent the time. Well, that's what they do. Let's be honest. It's not retext. It's not. They don't retexture anything. They just up the polygon count slightly to make it, not look so fucking awful on a 16:4.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
16:9.
16:9. What the fuck ever? It's 3 a.m. in the fucking morning. I don't give a shit anymore. And then just upping it to widescreen. I mean, if they could actually work from a game from the ground up using their original source material, which they're bound to still have, unless they're fucking idiots and just go, no, next game, let's get rid of this old crap. It would be nice to actually see proper HD remakes instead of things that claim to be HD remakes.
Why do we need HD remakes?
That's a good point.
Because I'd like a nice shiny game. That's
you've already
not
played.
something that claims to be a nice shiny game, which in turn turns to be some shitty FPS shooter called Call of Duty.
Yeah, I played Sonic. I played Sonic 2 HD, and it's nice. It's Sonic 2 in HD, and then I got bored, and then I was like,
Yeah, well, it's 3 minutes of nothing.
Whoa, Jay. Are you seriously trying to tell me that Sonic 2 HD is Sonic 2 in HD?
Holy fucking shit.
But then, why... Like, no, I don't know why anyone cares that much about it. It's a game we've already played, it's a bit prettier. It's taken 3 years to make Emerald Hill Zone. It'll take them about 10 years to make the whole game.
But that's the big thing about it, Jay. I mean, there's the other fan game that has had its alpha release, which is the Blue Sphere, which is just the Sonic and Knuckles and Sonic 1 cartridge put together, and it looks really, really good, and it works really well. But all it really is just a prettier version.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if Sega turn around and instead of releasing the shitty port again of what everybody has on like 5 billion consoles already, and release their own proper HD version that looked like that, people would fucking praise them for it.
Well, I'd be happy with something like, or I'd be happy with, say, Taxman doing what he did with CD with the others. Either one, I'd be happy with. But just as long as some effort is put into, like porting it, then I'd be happy.
I was going to download and play Sonic 2 HD, and then I realised it's not Sonic 3 and Knuckles, so I didn't really, follow through with it.
The thing
The biggest thing that annoys me about it is that it is literally... I know it's only an alpha, and there's loads of bugs to work out, but it would have been nice to at least have access to one special stage on it, to see how that was working. Instead it is literally just Emerald Coast 1 and 2 and the boss fight, which is literally 3 minutes of my time. And if
because they've done.
then we're never ever going to see this game.
No,
Special stage, shit, we're still putting particle effects on the credits.
In fact, let's be honest.
Special stage, LOL.
If this game does come out as a full thing, it will instantly go the same way that the Streets of Rage remake did, and Sega will shut it down within 24 hours.
I think my grandchildren will be dead when it finally comes out.
To summarise, the only other level that's hidden within that game is Hilltop Zone, which is just a recolor of Emerald Hill anyway. So it's never going to be finished, ever.
I love how Jay's just like completely shitting on this project. She's like, fuck those guys. They won't get it done. Their project's stupid and fuck them.
It looks really pretty, and I'm sure someone spent 4 months drawing the animation of Sonic dangling off the edge of something. But
Jay, what did these people do to you? Like, why do you have such hate for these, group of
They stole his dual
hypocrites.
dildo and shat on his dog.
no, I just played it and I thought, why?
The thing for me is I'm glad it isn't. I like how it is in HD. It's a nice touch, but it sounds to me like everyone's making a big deal about the game because it's in HD. I only played it because it's Sonic 2. It's like if it weren't in HD, I'd still play it just because of what the game is. I mean, I can't help that. I don't generally. I like graphics are a nice touch, but I don't make a big deal out of them. It's like how Disney just goes out making movies and puts them in 3D. Like, oh hey, this movie's been released in 3D. If I go to watch a movie in 3D, it's not because it's in freaking 3D. It's because of what the movie is.
Yeah, but the only reason this project's got any credence at all is because of the way it looks.
Yeah. And I'll be honest, it looks really nice, but it's so clean and sterile. It kind of reminds me of Flash games, to be honest.
If you haven't played it, the biggest issue that I've seen so far is that there's a massive FPS spike when it goes to change music. So if you hit an invincibility spike, the game freezes. It literally freezes for a second to change the music file.
The code their main programmer, apart from being a hypocritical douchebag, is apparently, and this I spent like 2 hours reading through the entire topic on Retro. Yeah, apparently some of the other people there, like, his code is shit. Which
he stole code and can't even get it to work. He stole working code and can't get it to work.
I just love the irony, the fact that for years now, Retro, as and the forum, people in the forum have been complaining that why can't Sega just make games look like the classics, and how they always say stuff like, we know how the classics worked, why can't Sega? And then that they released this game and it appears that even Retro don't know. They don't know the classics that well. SpaghettiOs.
It's just a ridiculous spike, and it's just. I hit 100 rings while doing the last spinny thing. I can't remember what it's called. Corkscrew.
Spin dash. Oh.
It's corkscrew. And it was like, it stuck when I hit the 100 rings, and then all of a sudden I just dropped out the air. Because it just played the extra life music. I was like, that's fantastic.
So I just don't like the way they've done everything FCA said about that whole blocking anyone from accessing their code. It really annoyed me a year ago when they did a Sonic forum and released a trailer with 3 seconds of footage. What was that about? I don't like their approach. They obviously think a lot of themselves.
The main problem for me in terms of the response to this is how some people are saying, oh, why doesn't Sega dump Sonic 4 Episode 2's team and bring in the Sonic 2 HD team? I don't get this. I honestly don't. Like, I'm glad, it's good to see there are talented hackers out there and fan game makers, but
yeah,
I just don't like how they bash Sega for something that's fan made. It's fan made for a reason, people. It's not supposed to be like.
Yeah, but then again, they look at the success of Taxman and everything else, and they go, well, if this can be done, and I think this is partly why they've released the alpha in the state it is, because they're hoping it will catch someone from Sega's eye, and they go, that's really good. We'll get them to work on something.
Yeah.
Which hopefully, based on. Well, hopefully the programmer don't get no work. The artist, and I would fucking love T-Loops to actually to make music officially for them.
His Green Hill theme is not Green Hill, Emerald Hill is so good.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it goes back. I mean, did you guys play what was it? The Sonic 2 fan remix?
I don't actually play fan games, to be honest.
Yes. Well, I mean, I watched it, and visually it was nice, but to me, it looked. I mean, apparently it played pretty well, but I just found it
plays a lot better than the HD remix. It's longer because he's put Zone 1 and Zone 2 together as one act, and then done a whole Act 2 off scratch.
Nice.
And it's literally the first act is Sun, where you've got the big Death Egg robot in the background, as you've probably seen.
Yeah.
The second act is rain, and the rain textures work really well, and it is amazing when it comes down to it. And the music is, he's got a music for each of the 3 different acts as well, like something from each act, from one of the different zones. I think Act 2 is Hilltop or Mystic Cave. I can't really remember. It's been a while since I've played it, but it's not like strictly picked up. It's done the same way that the HD one was done, and it just takes it and mixes it slightly, and it fits really well. So it's one of those things. I mean, there are a couple of really good talented people out there, but when it comes down to Sonic 2 HD and the Sonic 2 fan remix, whatever it's called, I can't remember off the top of my head. The fan remix is going to be the one to look forward to because it looks better.
On the 3D side of things, sorry to interrupt you, Gareth, I'm really looking forward to Ashura the Dark Rain. No one? Okay, just
Crickets.
My mind just jumped to Ashura's Wrath.
yeah.
It's like I like the look of fan remix, but for me, the screen just look. It's like there's too much stuff there. It's like it's cluttered. I felt in certain respects like there's just so much foliage and trees and water everywhere, and just they Sonic's slightly smaller on the screen.
Yeah, because there's busy and then there's messy.
Yeah. I mean, graphically, for a fan game, it's incredibly impressive. I just think, this is me. I just think they should have toned down a bit slightly. There should have been less stuff everywhere.
One thing I really did like about Sonic 2 HD though is those nice little changes they did to the graphics. Like they made Sonic look like he's underneath something when he goes underneath that one cliff. I don't remember which act it was. I think it was Act 1. Like how they dimmed the color of his skin, his fur, as if he's actually going underneath something that's blocked by the sun, and like the leaves on the trees moving back and forth slightly to the wind, and even the transition of the acts. I like those little touches. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean, well, the transition between Act 1 and Act 2 was nice, but it's what already exists in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Yeah,
but
it's nothing new.
Yeah,
So,
It's new to Sonic 2.
oh.
It's just those little touches that can. It makes it a little bit nicer. Like those little touches. I mean, I think the credits were probably the highlight for me.
Wow, have lots of different coloured Sonic sprites run across the screen.
And so this is what Sonic Dimensions will be like. I am totally pumped.
You've got Tanic and Vanik and Ganik and Spanik and Zanik.
Original characters do not steal.
The game.
Yeah. Sonic, the original fan character, do not steal.
I didn't know that Sonic can multiply. I didn't know Sonic could be like a rabbit and multiply that fast.
We'll see.
One word, DeviantArt.
Sonic's actually a Mogwai, which is why he hates water. If you get him where he actually multiplies.
What, don't put him in bad games after midnight?
Exactly, Jay, you have serious problems.
He has a serious man crush on Kevin.
You got problems, dude.
Was that the guy hosting SOS last year?
Yeah, it's Kevin Eva.
Ah,
Eva.
cool.
Oh no,
Who's
it was
cool?
Eva. Never mind.
Was he the guy on stage singing Live and Learn at the end?
Yeah.
Yep.
You must know who he is.
I went there and my mum was watching the live stream and she was like, who's this guy making a fool out of himself?
People watch the live stream.
Yep.
No, we don't actually, Pete. As a matter of fact, we are on the last topic right about now, so we don't really have much more to talk about. And it's mostly going to be just, more fucking plugging from me. Goddamn.
Exactly. Because as Pete said, bed is clatting.
Fuck off! 3:30 in the fucking morning. I'm sick as a dog.
and you know it's 3:30. Pete's sick, and his bed is clattering.
Fuck you.
His bed is climbing.
I can't say this enough to you, Gareth. The sooner you fuck off to America, the better.
I know.
But it'll still be here on the internet.
Yeah, I'll still be here just every day.
What a damn shame! Perhaps they can just take away his internet while he's over there.
Because I'll just be posting on your wall every day now for the next 6 years. Bed is clattering.
Get him done as a terrorist.
All you have to do for the next 6 years is put silly Megas quotes on my Facebook.
There's actually, I actually have a friend called called Stephen who
Really? Wow, I have a friend called Stephen as well.
He recently on his Facebook he removed the ability for people to post on his Facebook wall because I would just post random shit day in and day out, and it got to the point where he was like, you know what, I've had enough of this. So basically, I ruined it for everyone. No one can comment on his page.
So
now.
hard, you ruined his internet life.
I think the happiest day of Gareth's life is when he discovered the concept of trolling.
Oh, it's genius.
And then the next day he met you.
Those are the days.
Yeah. But, I guess all that remains left in terms of what there is to talk about, because, you know, everything was not enough as it is. There is a matter of there being a stream coming up around my birthday in a couple of weeks. Yeah, my birthday is indeed coming up in a couple of weeks, and
Awesome.
I do have a big stream planned, marathon of a bunch of games that I do believe it's going to go for around 16 to 18 hours straight, I believe.
Ooh, 18 hours, aren't you a badass?
Yeah, but, I mean, it doesn't compare to all the many streams various others have been doing, including HellfireComms, Rain Scratch, you know, I know Machinima, I guess, to a degree. But it's going to go for a good 16 to 18 hours. It's just going to be a bunch of games I used to watch and or play as a kid. And that includes Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball.
Ooh, a retro fun.
Yeah, Star Fox 64.
Hell yes.
Mario Kart 64, Super Mario Kart. Hell, even games that were kind of obscure, like Rock and Roll Racing was one of them. I believe it was Super Ghouls and Ghosts. A pinball game or two that's in there, but it's gonna be mostly Mario. Like, I think I'm even gonna be trying to do a 100% run of Super Mario World. No pun intended, Jay. Because of what was going on during the stream earlier. But I actually do intend on playing Super Mario World, 100%ing that. You know.
Love that game.
Yeah. Oh my God, fucking best Mario game ever.
Yeah, someone's making a fan hack of that with me in it. Super Entom World.
Oh
It was
God.
crazy. Yeah.
Day one died. Dear God.
I don't want to live on this planet.
God.
I think it will be a great stream. Like, I don't know if there's going to be anyone able to watch it, but the main problem is I don't know when if it's going to be.
That's the most amazing thing for a stream. I'm going to be doing a stream. Yeah. Don't know if anyone can watch it, but I'm doing a stream.
No. The best thing he said was that he goes, "It's going to be amazing." Don't know if anyone's going to watch it, but it's going to be amazing.
When is it, Sonic?
It'll start at really late for UK people. I freaking hate how I always keep forgetting. Like,
Give us a day.
it'll
Just
be
assume I know when your birthday is. I don't. I'm afraid.
it'll be at 11 p.m. on my time on April 16th, and it's gonna go all the way to 6 p.m. on April 17th my time.
Eastern.
That's Eastern, which is gonna be like
4 a.m. UK.
yeah, to what is it gonna be 11 p.m. UK on April 17th. April 17th April 17th itself is my birthday, but I will be starting kind of early because, you know,
Will there be cake?
maybe I might end up having to eat
There will
cake.
be internet cake.
The cake is a lie.
You son of a
I
bitch.
was trying to stay away from that. You.
I don't even know what that is a reference from. I thought that
Portal.
everyone says it online.
But yeah, it will be taking place here at the Sonic Paradox live stream. To clarify what Cool Dude was asking me, yeah, it will be taking place in this stream because fuck my other stream. No, I usually use that for YouTube actually, but yeah, I don't know exactly how many games are gonna like. I even have Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time planned. I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna play that. There's no way I'm gonna be able to beat the whole story. Without
Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, Ocarina of Time.
You can finish Ocarina of Time in about 6 hours.
It's a very linear Zelda game. If you play Majora's Mask, I can understand if you had problems with it.
The only non-linear stuff of that is that you can do the Sand Temple and the one before it in Sand Temple or Shadow Temple in any order you want. That is the only non-linear path for that thing.
Yeah, I already have plans like to end the stream with the 2 Sonic games. Namely because A, they were the first...
Please tell me you're going to do a full playthrough of Sonic 06. I will laugh at you.
Sonic 06, I do... one of these days, I do have a graphics card, but it's a freaking dazzle, and I don't really have it hooked up, and I don't know how it's figured out yet, but I do plan on eventually getting to those types of games. I do have an Xbox Live Gold account, and among other things, and I do have Sonic 06 completely finished, God knows why. But then again, this is a guy who fucking got every goddamn red ring in Sonic Colors, and got every goddamn A rank in freaking Sonic Adventure 2.
Dude, your stream will be fine, stop worrying.
Yeah. It'll go well, I'm sure. I mean, only problem is I don't know if it could get postponed, because I do believe around that time, like within that 2-week window that includes the stream, I may be going up to Baltimore, Maryland for one day, so I don't know if it's going to interfere with the stream or not.
Well, you just run it if you can run it, and you postpone it to a set day if you know. If you don't know, so... Yeah. Either way, it'll get done.
Yeah, it'll be done no matter what. I just don't know. There's a chance it might not be on that date, but... Nevertheless, I will be giving up dates on Twitter, you know, because I know FCA and NTom are loyal followers of mine.
True that, yo.
Yeah. It's... Damn it, Pete. Those things.
It's a serious question. I actually want to know.
And he's actually going to answer it.
Gareth, when are you fucking off to the States? Lol. As soon as I can, the States are planning. The States are planning.
No, seriously, is there a set date where you're buggering off?
There's no set date. It hopefully will be sometime in June, but we don't have a date.
June 23rd.
It's unlikely I will be.
You're going away in June. E3's that month. Double the reason to celebrate.
Oh god, E3, I'm so...
E3's going to be wank.
I do believe, though, Jay is going to be married in the next week or two.
April 13th, if I remember rightly.
Friday the 13th, yeah.
Yep.
Thanks for the invite, Jay. Oh wait, didn't get one.
Hey Gareth, if it helps, there's only 2 people in the Sonic community that did get them.
Who's that?
T-Bird and Kevin?
Kevin declined.
Oh, that's charming.
What a dickhead. What did he decline for? That's not cool.
Because he's homeless or something. So, Adam and Sven.
And Sven, yeah.
You're all invited the evening, do, if you could be asked to turn up.
Oh, thanks. I'll get on the first train over to Bristol.
You know what? Fuck it.
To be fair, it actually came to light that I've got a lot of friends in Bristol. I should fuck off over there at some point. So.
April 13th onward, which is a Friday.
Yeah.
That's
next. Christ,
I'll see what I can do, my friend. I shall see what I can do.
If you're genuinely invited, and Donnie, if you don't turn up, I'll never speak to you again.
Yeah, because I'm going to have a fun time going all the way over to the UK in just a couple weeks.
If I can get someone to cover me at work, I will seriously drive down.
That would be actually quite awesome if you did.
If you, dude, Facebook me your address so I can work out.
I will actually do that after the stream. I will message you.
Yeah. Facebook me your address so I can work out distances, and I will do my damnedest to get to get drunk and to get someone to cover me for that day. So I will totally come down if I can. I don't care how far. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and be like, I need this day off. I don't care what you say.
If you go, don't make a huge effort of pointing out how sad the Pokemon and Sonic references are in the venue.
Well, I wouldn't do it. I think the fact that your wedding invites feature both Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu in tuxedos is the fucking most genius thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's so swanky.
It is.
People sitting on the Charmander table, amazing.
See, I wanna come just so I can see what an over the top gamer fan wedding looks like. Because it
looks like
amazing.
It looks like a hot mess.
But yeah, we all wish Jay the best with his wedding, and I'm sure the honeymoon. Are you going on a honeymoon, Jay?
I'm going to Disneyland.
As anybody really does. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Disneyland.
To be fair, if Jay would have said anything else, I would have been surprised. Literally, if he said anywhere else in the world, I would have been shocked.
So, I'm going to Disneyland, Paris.
Oh no!
Oh God Almighty!
You're doing the.
Are you going to be staying in Mickey's bedroom?
Goofus.
Is that
No,
possible?
Goofy, he's staying with Goofy.
Staying with Goofy. Oh God.
Goofy's the more macho of the two.
Oh my God! Have you seen that advert on YouTube's front page where it says Goofy has a giant surprise for you? Enter your postcode so Goofy can find you.
Have you actually done that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It's
Let's
quite terrifying.
Let's be
So go ahead.
So also, though, let's be fair. Goofy is the only Disney character who canonly has had sex at least once because he has
and he wants more kids. So don't give him.
That's wrong. Evil Pete has as well because Evil Pete has a son.
Evil Pete has a son in the Goof Troop. In the Goof Troops, they always stick together. In the Goof Troop spin-off series, Pete has a son, but in the main Disney canon, he's actually childless.
No, he has a son and a daughter.
If you do that video,
Goof Troop does.
You enter your postcode. I did it, and then you have a video using street maps of where you live, and it's street view of Goofy walking to your house. He rips the roof off your house and pulls you out of your house.
Oh, brilliant!
Who wouldn't want to go to Disneyland Paris?
That sounds like a really weird video to masturbate to, and I'm gonna go and do it right now.
I want to slow that down, put it in black and white, and put a really chilling theme in the background.
Just play like Halloween.
If we are actually done, I am going to escape because my bed is clearly clawing me.
Yeah, we are pretty much. That is pretty much all with the topics we had. So yeah, that is pretty much the end of the show. I do want to thank everyone who watched. I swear to God, I don't think I've ever had 51 fucking viewers. Jesus Christ.
Because I'm on it.
Yeah, we all know. Because FTA, Tom, and Jay are on it.
Yep.
Poor Pete. Well, that wasn't very nice.
Pete.
Yeah, we're seeing that
Pete too.
This is my forever alone face right now.
What was it? The avatar you have is your forever alone face?
That's not very nice.
Fuck you!
Dolly, shut up.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Come on.
So
saying he's ugly and that he's not useful. God.
I'm not saying that.
It is true. I am both of these.
Jay, I'm looking at your avatar, and I can't take anything you say seriously because there's a diamond-encrusted dildo there.
I must see my face next to that flashing every time I talk. Must just be quite perplexing.
Yeah, I'm probably uglier than anyone of you combined. I'm sure.
Well,
sure.
if you've got the face that Sonic is showing, and that's a representation of you. I mean, to be fair, for NTom and FTA, I just have a giant question mark. So.
Yeah. See, don't tell anyone, but I'm actually the Riddler.
Question mark, man.
See, I just have the Hellfire logo of Tom because Tom has no.
Hell yeah.
Jay, please tell me that Genesis is actually something you own.
Buy a Genesis and customize it with my
You
face.
should. Just like tip X out the gen and write J.
Just really crudely Tipex it out and write a marker on top.
James.
J. Yeah.
But then if we go around his house and
Genesis.
he hasn't got a pink jewel encrusted dildo controller, we'll be
Then-
mildly
then
upset.
Heads
I've got anyway.
will fly. I think along with Pete, my bed is clawing me, so I think I'm gonna head off now.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the show now since everyone's gonna be heading off. So, yeah, thanks to everyone who watched, and thanks to NTom, FTA, Pete, and Jay for all tuning in. And this was a great way to end what was a very, very busy stream
And long.
today.
Very
Long. It's been a long. What time did you start, Jay? 8 o'clock?
I can't remember. Who am I?
7, nearly 8 hours. Oh my god.
Lightweights.
I'm busy getting married. Get away.
Yeah,
That's always your excuse.
yeah.
It will be.
We're gonna go ahead and go ahead.
Mhm.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna go ahead and let everyone on the call go ahead and head off to bed and do what they need to do.
That
Like I
is
said,
trolling us.
if you wish to keep tabs on what everyone in the calls up to, feel free to follow NTom64 on Twitter. On Twitter, FTA is FTCR. Pete is TitansCreed on Twitter, and Jay is Disco Pogo. I'm gonna keep saying that. Disco Pogo.
Yeah.
To be fair, you can follow one of us for actual updates of what's going on, 3 of us for Rage, and another one for just general goings on. I think
Yeah,
is
pretty
about
much.
sums up.
Yeah, and I guess if anyone wishes to follow me on Twitter, I am SSF921 on Twitter. That's the best way to find out when there's gonna be another SonicNews Show, when I'm gonna be in, where I'm at, if I'm in any calls, let's say, SP streams or the Sonic Show streams, or hell, even any, just chatting in a random chat room somewhere. Like, I usually just where I'm at,
I'll meet you in a random chat room.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
the main thing I do have for the stream is that I give good advance warning of upcoming Sonic News shows and any upcoming streams. I just hoard the living hell out of any streams that I'm gonna be in because
Yeah.
I'm just that much of a boss. But yeah.
Indeed.
And I do plug HellfireComms a lot. I mean, it doesn't seem that way, because
No, I noticed you do it, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
yeah, I mean, feel free if any of you guys want to follow me on Twitter, go ahead. I won't force any of you, but
Well, you invited me. It's the least I can do.
yeah. I mean, I didn't want to bug you. I knew you had stuff to do. Like I was seeing the conversation you and Gareth was having. So, like,
I'll be honest, if we had not done that podcast, I probably wouldn't have been in the right mood, but I just felt like doing another one straight after to keep the flow going.
yeah, I'm sure you just needed a break. Something just keep you running. I mean,
Anyway,
but yeah.
good night all. Good night all.
Good night,
Yeah.
good night everyone.
Good night, everyone.
See you,
I'm not-
Pete.
Yep, I'm not gonna bother do the fucking ending. Fuck that. Just. Oh, good night.
Sonic Paradox, bitches, we out.
Yeah. Sonic Paradox, bitches, we out. Good night, everyone.